Hello. Oh, thank God. I thought it was broken for a second too. Whew.
Every
I
time there's a
flipped
small heart
I
attack.
flipped the screen and none of the cameras popped up immediately. And I was like, "Oh no." And then they popped up. So we're all solved. Anyways, welcome back to the disaster tour. Starting off early with one right out the gate. Normally we get them a little later in the session. But welcome back. I'm PT, your disaster tour guide, and this is Bits, Crits, and Halfwits, the wonderful D&D journey that I will never allow to end because I get too much enjoyment out of making them suffer.
Yay! Suffering.
And should it ever end, you bet your ass a sequel will be coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, sequel.
Addenda prequel.
Yeah.
And then the AU after when no one else wanted it.
And then the Netflix adaptation.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe a video game. We'll see if we can swing that.
I don't know. I think Bits, Crits, and
Video
Halfwits...
games aren't profitable. No
Damn.
video games.
I think Bits, Crits, and Halfwits would make
Yeah, I
a
think we
great animated series.
Bits, Crits, and Halfwits board game.
Oh yes,
Bits, Crits, and Halfwits is already us playing a board game.
a board
deck
game of a
builder.
board game. Deck. Ooh.
A BCH
gonna
deck
say-
builder would be wild.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Dice
It's
game, but
open
not
voice,
this dice
so-
game.
Are we talking like Monopoly, Game of Life? Like what are we? We talking Catan? Can we
Oh
do-
my god, Bits,
Yes!
Crits, and Halfwits day
ECH
game of
Catan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh dear God.
Greg, bring...
Someone says someone says that you someone says something confusing. Add it to the pile.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Greg is right. There is a spin-off West Marches game coming soon,
Ah.
which
I feel like we could also do Cards Against Humanity, but specifically BCH.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have to contract with Cards Against Humanity, so...
That's true. We don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Ew.
Gross.
Ew! A company
The-
for profit? How dare.
Disgusting. I would never make profit.
we could definitely make a BCH game that was the haunting at the house on the hill, but make it just what goes wrong at the party. We've had enough different variations of parties go poorly.
Oh,
I
I
don't
stand by
know.
my suggestion of a deck builder. I think
a deck builder
be
would
good.
work the best, yes.
Mhm.
All right, well, without further ado, let's introduce all our characters. We have Lulin Boldspeaker, the Minotaur Druidin, played by...
Hi, me, Brando.
Nice. What was the question of the day, Term? Oh,
What
yeah,
is-
what's
what?
easy for you?
Let Term read it. Stop fucking with it. Term, read the goddamn question.
What does your character consider easy?
Cooking. And also
Fair
killing
enough.
elves.
Damn.
That's fair. Then we have Elliot Burning Oak, the half-elf blizzard from Soraya, played by...
It's me, Isaac. I recently got a handheld console. And I think something that Elliot finds easy is cooking Minotaur.
Wow.
Wait.
You're like, yeah, that's a skill I grew up with.
Everybody knows how to do that.
It's like home ec for elves. How to cook Minotaur.
You put it in the
Yeah.
crock pot and you let it with some seasonings and spices and you let it stew for 8 hours.
Well, don't you know Minotaur? It has got worms. You got to make sure you cook out the worms.
What?
Yes, today class.
Wow.
Today class, we're cooking Thomas Orange Grace.
We do not have worms. This is offensive.
Oh my
This
god.
is slander. Maybe libel if it's put in writing.
Oh my god. I like to think in these home ec classes, though, so that they can perpetuate the lie, the elves just they just give you pieces of regular cows to perpetuate the lie that Minotaurs have worms.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then we have News and World Walker, the Yorkie Sorbarian, played by...
It's me, the Sky Tea. If we'd had this question like a month or two ago, I would have said like trusting people, but that's not true anymore. And I'm a dog right now, so I'm gonna say sniffing.
Well,
Sniffing is easy for me.
I will say that the terms of the question, what comes easy to you, does not always mean what are you good at.
That's fair.
You're still really good at trusting people. You're just really bad at making the decision on who to trust sometimes. Or, more accurately, all the people who are out for you are really good at obfuscating that they're not your friend.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, we have Karakarin, the Furbolg Warlock from Elania, played by...
Hello, it's Dominion Link VT, and what Karak finds very easy is putting on a brave face when things start getting concerning.
That's fair.
Don't let him know what you're thinking.
All right. So, normally this is where I would do a recap. My brain's a bit melted over writing like 6 essays, so does anybody want to help me out? Please?
Last time on Bits, Crits, and Halfwits, the party finished talking to their new robotic friends, and also was able to talk to Allround for a little bit. Elliot has been doing his best trying to get the king to come to his house instead of the other way around. Screw power dynamics, we don't play that game. And while waiting for them, we decided to go into the sewers to go save a couple people who tried to kill us earlier. Turns out that there was some cursed enchantment magic left on their weapons from last time that they went on some sort of religious pilgrimage. And the ants still believe that Newson is their queen and is doing everything in their power to help us, which is currently scouring the sewers and trying to find out where the heck the lamp we're looking for is. I believe that was everything.
Very fun and funky fresh.
Elliot and his brother had a mental screaming match.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's true. We were arranging a meeting with some disagreements upon its importance.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
What do you mean it's important? What is it? I can't tell you. You can't have both. I can and I will.
I can have my cake and eat it too. All right. I believe did we get back to the house or were we on our way back to the house?
No, I think we were back at the house. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think we got like dressed up for it, didn't we? By Allround. Or was that before?
That was
What?
before you left for the sewers.
They went to each person and they were just like, here, take this. Here, Newson, take this coat. Dig into it. Man, Elliot, you need a coat. Here, take this.
Here,
Karak, hold this dog.
take Newson.
Take Newson.
All right. Well, Hunters of Hope, you are back at your home with some new information. I'd say that probably only took you like 2 hours, so you still got plenty of time in the day. Is there anything else you're doing while you're waiting for your brother to show up, or are we just, hitting the Skyrim wait button?
Well, we've got the ants on the hunt for the lantern. We've got the stuff scheduled. We have the meeting, which happens at a specific time. I don't think there's anything else we need to specifically chase down right now, is there? I think now it's a lot of going where we've said we're gonna be.
Yeah. Making sure that we do we hold true to our convictions. We said we'd be there, and now we will.
All right.
I mean, maybe we could put some furniture in this house, but
Shopping episode?
Shopping episode?
we'd simply all perish.
I love shopping episode. No, that's fine.
You-
So, Skyrim wait button for a couple hours.
Wait, but we all sit on the floor and look at one really interesting floorboard.
I think
Just
his
one
floor.
ant
I think
that's
his
a
floors are
jester
made of
that comes
stone,
in
aren't
to-
they?
We all look at one really shiny spot on the stone floor.
One ant comes up, and they're the jester, and they try to entertain Newton.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, Newson had to fight for her right to be queen.
Yeah,
I did do
forgot
that,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, are any of you talking with each other or anything then? Well, this time passes.
I know Karak probably wants to talk in private with Newton at some point, but like, considering that there's an important meeting, I don't think he wants to stress anybody out, or, you know. It's like, I think I can hold off on this. This seems like a secondary thing right now.
I don't think there was anything specific that I needed to talk about before.
Mhm.
All right. Well, some hours pass as you kind of hang around this empty house, doing whatever task will keep you occupied, whether it be standing at a flat, shiny rock tile on the ground. After some time, you hear several carriages arriving outside the house. As anybody who looks out the windows sees royal guards like jumping off carriages and beginning to like encircle the property, but they're all facing outwards as you watch your brother exit one of the wagons and begin walking up to the door. Elliot, or is anybody looking out the window when they hear the carriages?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know who wouldn't.
We're nosy.
Yeah. It's our house. It's not nosy to be like, who's at the door?
You know, fair,
Who's at the
fair.
door? You nosy son of a bitch.
I can't believe you want to know who's outside your house. Jeez, get a life.
The sidewalk is public property.
I can encircle your house with guards if I want to.
As
FBI.
as your brother makes his way up to the door, Elliot, you notice, just because you've lived with him forever, that he's keeping a brave face, but he looks exhausted. Nuzin, Lulin, Karak, you also see that kind of like world weariness as he like gets out, and for like a brief second as he exits the carriage, his shoulders are slumped and he looks tired. Then he kind of straightens up, shoulders back, turns and walks to the door. As he presumably gets to the door, you hear 3 loud knocks.
No. Right when he like arrives at the door is swinging open.
As the door swings open, he steps inside, looks around, and just goes, It's homey?
I like empty.
That is the word. Why haven't you gotten furniture yet?
I've been busy. You know, I got like almost murdered, chased through sewers, did some dream stuff, came back, talked to some Warforge. Yeah, it's been a busy day and a half.
Well, I've never known dangerous things to keep you from shopping, Elliot.
Well, we've grown out of touch, and that's unfortunate.
It is. What did you bring me here to see?
Yeah, you gotta meet with this guy. As Elliot sort of like gestures him towards like, just sort of like pushes open a door to reveal the Warforge.
As you push open the door and reveal this Warforge just kind of sitting in the corner of the room, your brother walks in, kind of looks down, and he goes, Why do you have a Warforged in your house?
Because he asked to meet with you.
Did he say why?
Yeah. Trying to get the other Warforged back into the city. I mean, I don't want to speak as he, like, sort of looks over for you. That was your goal, right?
It was. We are here to speak. I am here to speak with the king about allowing us back into the city and the reapplication of our rights as citizens. There. I thought you killed all the Warforged.
I thought so too. I was kind of sad. In fact, I was really sad. As it turns out, I just reunited all of their souls into one soul per soul.
And very well, I suppose. Me and
And I assume that you guys sort of wanted that. As he like looks back at the Warforged.
the Warforged just kind of very subtly gives you a nod.
Yeah.
Your brothers.
Any other questions?
Well, to be honest with you, Elliot, this is not what I was expecting from you.
Were you expecting all right?
Expecting who?
Oh, good. You haven't heard about that. Never mind.
No, it's been a day. Apparently there's some sort of assassin in the city. There was a killing in the town square.
Oh, really? Who got killed?
Oh, just a guard. It was kind of surprising. We're still trying to figure out why they were a target.
That makes sense. That seems. Why is that? Why your whole 1/10 of your security force is outside?
Well, I mean, they weren't just going to let me walk into a building that could potentially have an assassin in it. Not that
That would be terrible.
Not that I believe they'd be.
They think I would try to kill you?
Well, they're elves. They're always going to assume that the murder is going to come from within the family somewhere.
Yeah, I guess.
But-
Remember, we're trying to start a coup. Of course, to him, it
That's
sounds like
true.
barking in Elliot's general direction.
Okay, I don't
Ah,
think we're trying to.
so you did go shopping.
This is Newson. Sorry, I forget introductions were in order.
Did
This is
you
Newson.
did you name this small beast after her ironically?
What part of Newson? This is Newson. Went over your head?
Using growls.
The fact that it is not 7.5 feet tall with horns and could rip me in half.
Oh, don't put it past her. She could still rip you in half.
Arrgh.
And how did this come to pass?
I think wild magic.
Hmm.
You know how the untrained are with magic.
Hey!
Anything could happen.
Hmm.
What do you want? Have you any formal magical training?
I went to school for a week.
That's what I thought.
All right, fair enough. Fine.
I mean, I didn't even go to school for magic, but
Anyways, they're a dog. At some point, they may not be a dog. I don't know. They might be a dog forever now.
Ah. Well, I don't see how that could end problematically.
Yeah, neither do I. Now these negotiations, giving the Warforged their rights back, yada yada yada.
I mean, of course, I'll do my best, but there's likely nothing I can do to get them into the city after tomorrow night.
Then you must do it before tomorrow night.
what's happening after tomorrow night?
Well,
I'm
He's getting
Stop you.
deposed.
Oh,
It's
right,
a very
right.
sensitive issue, Grok.
Sorry,
God.
I thought it was something aside from that. I just
Remember
completely
the
flew past
rule?
well, assuming that I still have the throne, as he like kind of side eyes Karak, I'll be able to let them into the city. But doing it before presents a risk.
Why? You
We-
reaffirm your control of a stabilizing force in the city.
From one perspective, yes, but you know how elves are. It's all about optics, Elliot.
Well, build a better lens.
The stronger houses that are against us will likely try to swing this as me consolidating power.
Which is worse for them.
It is, but they may use it as a fear tactic for the younger houses.
Then why shouldn't you do the same?
I thought we were trying to move away from a government runoff threats.
Well, that would be the ideal. But I don't exactly want the other military power in charge now, do I?
Well, you're not wrong there. Well, I suppose as it kind of turns to the Warforged, how many of you are outside the city? And I said this exact number.
Yep, you cannot make it up on the spot.
I know,
You
There's
dummy.
no precedent.
I know, but I can't find the number.
It's like 10,000 something, I think.
Elliot, did you maybe write it down?
That's so funny. No.
Ah. Phenomenal. Well, the Warforged says the number.
Oh, you bastard.
I'm copping out. Copping out.
You can find the exact number if you go watch the uploads on the YouTube channel.
You
Yeah,
can.
Everybody-
youtube.com/the
You can all
PT
catch
definitely
up.
doesn't make up things on the spot at any given moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
He knows
sorry.
all about his world all the time.
I'm sorry. What is this
We
prep you
reserve
speak
the
of?
right to bullshit. Any number. All right?
Yeah, as long as you write it down later, if you're gonna reference it again.
Yeah, go watch.
You know what? I asked the question and forgot the answer. This is entirely on me.
My question is, how could we have known this could possibly come up ever again, Sky? That's my question.
Again, as the one who asked myself the question I did not remember the answer to. I feel like this is kind of a personal problem. All right. As he tells him how many there are, you watch your brother kind of blink a couple times as he goes, "That's almost as big as a Gallendale army itself." Well, I don't believe we'll be able to bring them through the gates before tomorrow night. But there are other options for getting them into the city. Elliot, do you have a map?
I have a map of the continent.
Mm,
Do you need a map of the city?
well, just the general area, just the Red Desert, the general area. Hang on.
Okay. As Elliot pulls out chalk and starts drawing on his wooden floor.
No, don't do that. As your brother kind of pokes his head out the front door, one of you get me a map. As you just see guards that were most of the guards were attentive, but some of the ones near the carriages were kind of slacking off, talking to each other as they kind of all jump up startled and begin running around looking through carriages like chickens with their heads cut off. From inside, roll me a perception check.
Me?
Anyone.
Perceive.
Anyone.
Perceive.
Okay.
Sure.
What are you sniffing, Newsom?
This is a hearing thing, actually.
Just sniffing around.
All right.
Oh, I rolled my regular perception, I just realized. Not the dog perception.
No,
Well, dog perception's
nothing.
higher, isn't it?
No. Unless, because I don't have proficiency on the dog.
I thought you kept
There's
your
the dog.
proficiencies.
Do I?
I think dogs have a higher
Retains
stamina.
players' proficiencies.
Oh, okay. Well then.
So you are proficient.
You are proficient. We can keep the 23. It's high.
Okay.
It passes. We don't have to roll it again. So, Lulin, you hear kind of something muttered in the other room, and Karak, you don't hear anything. But as all these guys run around outside, Elliot and Newson, you hear Alron from the other room go, "God, these guys suck." As you see him kind of like, as Elliot, you see him through the door as he has like a little opening in your curtains that he's looking out, because obviously he doesn't want these guys to see him.
Yes.
Well, about 30 seconds later, one of the guards runs up holding like a bundle of maps, and your brother just kind of takes them all, glares at him, and closes the door with his foot as he walks back. Okay, so if we pull out the map of the city, as he lays it out, and he kind of just begins talking to the Warforged about how they're going to bring them through a sewer system by the docks.
Well, that's convenient.
Well, I mean, oh, they can't understand Newson.
Bork. Yep.
It is
Yeah.
very
Basically,
convenient.
only the party members can respond to me and Alrond
Yeah.
for the time being.
It is very convenient.
That means I can say whatever I want.
So we should. So as he's kind of pointing, he goes, "So we should be able to bring in about 50 of you an hour through these gates here, and we could probably bring in another 25 over here. How many did you say are out?" As they're kind of just discussing details, there's really not a whole lot besides that going on. But this is
That.
the most excited you've seen your brother in a while, Elliot.
He's doing something naughty for the first time.
Ooh.
He's breaking the rules, guys.
There's nothing in the
Really
rules
gotta
that
break
says.
the rules more.
There's nothing. I have yet to see a rule that says that an Elven King can't bolster their numbers with a bunch of robotic citizens. There's nothing in the rule book against that.
Well, not in
Not
our
a
rule
single
book,
thing.
but our rule book doesn't include all Elven rules because we frequently break those.
Darn it!
Yeah.
Our
Sorry, I
rules
should have
are
clarified.
in no way related to Elven rules. This is
Yeah,
correct.
no.
Do I need to get like how many how big is the book on Elven rules?
No.
It's only like one library.
Oh, okay, I can't hold that. Ugh.
Mm-mm.
I'll just refer to you, Elliot. I'll refer to you if there's ever an elvish rule. I trust that you know all of them, or at least most of them.
I have read some of them.
That's
He knows
better
enough
than
to break them.
It's better than me because I haven't seen any of them. But actually, there is one rule. Someone said it. It was Croc's just flipping through his notes right now.
I'm pretty sure Elliot knows the rules
Yeah,
and laws.
Elven rule list. Drunk dogs are illegal on the street.
Yes.
What?
That's a big one, though.
That's the only Elven rule that I have heard. Drunk
As you-
dogs are illegal on the street.
As you say that, Croc, you hear from the floor where Elliot's brother's like scribbling on these maps with this Warforged. I don't think that rule's been enforced in decades.
Do people frequently get their dogs
Oh.
drunk here?
So it is a rule.
I mean,
She's
I'm
just
not.
not enforced that
You
well.
can't understand me, bitch.
He just hears barking.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
confused barking.
if it's a rule, obviously it was a problem. Croc just says, like talking directly to the dog.
Newson, watch your mouth.
Bark.
Hey!
Bark, bark, bark.
Stop. Bad!
And you can't say that.
No.
He's a king.
Bark, bark, bark. Bark. And then she kicks her little legs behind her.
Lulin, like, crouches down and just gives you a little flick on the nose.
Hey,
Bad.
that's sensitive. That is so
Bad.
rude.
Bad.
Hey, I'm still a person, okay? All right? Just because I look like a dog, I'll bite your finger. I got sharp little teeth.
Well, that should do it then. As your brother kind of holds up a map to a window so that some light goes through it, and you see that he's drawn a bunch of paths beneath the map of the city. That should cover just about all the sewers.
So you're going through most of the sewers. Would it be helpful to have eyes? Do they have eyes? Let's go with eyes. Eyes in the sewers. Keep eye out for counter immigration.
Yes, ants have eyes.
Okay, that's good to know, Newson.
I mean, I can reassign most of the maintenance workers to a different part of the city. I'll move some of the guard postings around.
And what
There's
about
two of them that will be very happy about that.
You said that they're entering your side of the docks. What about the security there?
Well,
If they're entering from the docks to get into the sewers, I imagine that there'd be a lot of busy eyes and busy workers.
since the exits are outside the wall, I don't think they'll be as well guarded, but I don't know what sort of secondary security we're looking at. I mean, I can control the house guards, but more and more of those World Tree initiates, followers, acolytes, cultists, whatever you want to call them, have been wandering the streets in packs to quote-unquote preserve the peace.
Or attacking us and drawing us into the sewers.
Well,
True.
we jumped into the sewers, but
Mhm.
Well,
Well, yeah,
Because-
so we didn't have to murder them.
You were
Yeah,
attacked?
I mean-
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I led with that.
Yeah. We
Oh, yeah.
were attacked immediately leaving the
Been a busy day.
Sorry, the
The rest
frequency
of the party
Well, couple
gets
days.
attacked, and my brother's fine, but the rest of the party, oh no.
with the
it's because I'm so cute.
with the frequency that you're attacked, Elliot, it kind of slipped my mind.
Damn!
Oh, wow. Well,
Tell me about your attackers,
you're not
though.
wrong.
Some of
Just
them are
a
dead.
religious. Only a couple of them.
It
Like
seemed,
one or two. The one that hit their head on the way down.
Only a couple of them were religious?
No, a couple of one or two of them are dead.
Ah.
They chased after us and fell in the sewer, hit their head. Real shame.
True. They were under the control of some religious zealot.
Mm-hmm.
The guy
Yes.
handing out patches, I think his name was what was his name? Lulin?
Lulu like shrugs his shoulders. You know I'm not great with names.
Eh,
I can remember a lot of things. Names aren't it.
I'm only good with rules. And that's only
I'm
because
a
I write them
dog.
down.
Oh, so now you want to be a dog.
It's convenient.
I have no responsibilities now.
So we have not the slightest clue about who sent them after you, then?
not really, no.
What we do now is
He
that
isn't at the top of the food chain. I remember that.
Yeah, it's not. Well, I feel like people at the top of the food chain would be. They wouldn't be spending their time out in the open.
No. I find that people at the top of the food chain typically spend their time chasing loose ends with their siblings.
Loose ends. This was the start and the end of your strategy to not get deposed, and
This
let's
was-
be honest, murdered.
This was the entire rope.
A
Well,
man over here doubting what I think is important.
I didn't
I was in
say...
those classes with you.
Were you paying attention in those classes with me?
You know the answer to that. I was talking to you.
One of us was trying to focus.
Well, you should have been more specific at the time. All I'm saying is, shut up has some ambiguity.
Ah, I will keep that in mind. Well, any progress on any of your other goals? I've had guards searching for that lantern you told me about.
We
That's
did
good.
send some
also-
ants after it.
We have some people looking for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
People is a strong word.
Okay.
Okay, you can't say that
We
one.
have some agents looking for that. Is that
You
better,
can't
Nuzin?
say
That
You
does
can't-
sound way cooler.
that. Does sound like
Finally
actually.
started flexing your title, so to speak, eh, Elliot?
Oh no, I'm
Not
not the
Elliot's
royalty
title.
in this particular.
Not Elliot's title.
Excuse
Yeah,
me?
No, it's Nuzin's title.
Newsom puffs out her chest a little bit.
Yeah, it's the stinky dog.
Hey,
Hey,
I stink a normal amount, okay?
It's the stinky queen dog to you, Lulu.
Yeah.
I thought the dog didn't have any responsibilities because they're
Yeah.
a little dog. So
Yeah.
how could a dog be a queen?
Because
When was the last time
ants
you
chose
met
me.
royalty? They don't have any responsibilities.
Yeah.
Mm,
Look at that guy. She got a gestures with a paw.
what?
Why is Newson waving at me?
Just saying hi.
Ah, well,
Mhm.
God, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
hello to you too, Newson. I suppose. Now, we should talk about tomorrow night briefly.
Yeah. What's your strategy there? Do I need to go talk to some people?
Well, as you know, we were taught to do, I have a split strategy. I'm not putting all of my eggs in one basket. We've
He
been
Makes
doesn't
sense.
believe in us.
That'd be really heavy for one hand.
we've
You don't know how
been-
many eggs are in the basket.
But yeah, but like if you divide amongst two baskets, then that's two hands, and then that's lighter for each hand.
Yeah, but what if it's just 2 eggs, and then you just have 1 egg in each basket, and you look stupid?
Yeah, but then you have two baskets.
To carry nothing? Then you don't have a hand to fight if someone tries to steal your eggs. You just have to
You know,
give
that
them
is-
one,
you
and
know,
then
that
you only
is-
have 1 egg.
That is true. That is
Yeah.
true.
Anyways, your multiple baskets per egg strategy. What's the other one?
Well, strategy A is we managed to sway the noble houses back to our side. Managed to not be deposed tomorrow night. You know, pretty much the entire goal we've been going for this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah.
Option B is that I make sure some of the royal guard is stationed near each of the manors in the city in case there is an attempt to depose me. We can handle things swiftly.
Who the
handle
cooers?
things swiftly. You mean murder?
That's one way you could put it.
Okay.
Do
Cool.
you have a list?
Are you volunteering?
I'm only asking if
If
we
you
need
are
to start sooner or later.
if you are volunteering, I know which house I could put you on.
I could probably bite an Achilles heel. You know, get him in the back of the tendon. I don't think I could wield an axe right now, I'm not gonna lie. Unless I have a dog-sized axe.
You know what? That actually sounds like a really good idea, Newsom. I could.
Mm-hmm.
A dog-sized axe.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the revolutionary ideas this team is coming up with.
This
Great.
Mm-hmm.
a dog-sized axe.
For Newson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you know Newton.
Yeah.
You can pull it off.
Yeah, I could.
I've seen it.
People would think it. And then if anyone tried to eat me, I would just kill them. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
Then they'd have to eat the
incapacitate them.
They'd have to
I could
eat.
get them at the ankles.
They'd have to eat the axe too. Well, they'd have to pick it off at first if they wanted to survive, but
Yeah,
to make it a lot harder to get eaten.
exactly.
Yeah. Don't you know, brother? The befooting, the defooting dog.
Mm-hmm.
It would behoove you to be careful around him.
Dear God, you're at the point of making puns. Anyways, Lulan, should
all I'm
you
saying,
should you wish to assist rather than being at the meeting, I suppose I'd likely put you on the front with House Gallendale. They're going to be our strongest resistance if things do have to get violent.
and unfortunately, I think that's a pretty okay plan. As much as I don't really want to get physical and violent in a city I don't really have any part of, or looks at me kindly. I unfortunately agree.
All right, Lulan, I wouldn't be too detached about the city. I did put my life on the line for your city, so
Okay. Listen. You know what? That was bad of me. That was wrong of me. I'm sorry, and I appreciate everything that you've done. And I think Lulu would just immediate hug. I'm sorry.
yeah. That's all right. Thanks, bro.
It's just that we don't eat you.
That's true.
Well, I don't eat you
I'm not saying
anymore either.
you. I'm not saying you.
Well,
do.
it's
Regardless,
we outlawed that part.
well,
We're mostly to cattle now.
it's technically still passing
there's still
committee,
some-
but
Well, and the aged stuff is going to have to be phased out for the next 20 years. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how much age stuff you believed there was, Elliot. We didn't manage to kill nearly as many minotaurs as they managed to kill elves.
that's fair.
I think there's a big grin on Lulu's face.
Crux just doing the math in his head and is like, yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, elves are only good at a distance. Once you get close enough, it's kind of over.
I think Lulu's grinning because I don't think Lulu doesn't think he knows what Lulu's job was.
Regardless, there's still the unknown variable, which I was hoping would fall on our end of the scales. But based on what you've told me about you being attacked, I'm worried that might not be the chance. It might be unlikely.
Whenever we were attacked, there was a tether between the People's Club and like a tag or a symbol of. There was a like a magical tether to both of them.
Didn't we take some of those tags?
Mhm.
Yeah, I still have a couple.
Yes.
I thought I would use them if I ever needed to use the god's power against the god, or test some anti-god magic.
It's
Can I
Magic,
roll an
their
insight
god is
check
real?
Or like,
It's a
So-
god.
I mean, it was,
What was your
divine
question?
magic. So
Are gods real?
No, he asked if their god was real.
Who is your god?
I think he means like the tree god, He didn't think it was real.
whenever I tried to figure out the magic's type, it was divine nature, and it was also you said it was also what was the other fucking
It was logical.
logical?
Yeah,
It was
logical
a
magic.
divine and logical. in nature.
So there is some divine influence behind the tree, but it is not the tree.
Yep.
At least not to my
There's a
knowledge.
question mark to who it is.
Well,
But
I
Someone
mean,
who's a good manipulator.
We
I-
can narrow it down pretty quick, but
yeah,
Croc's
Yeah.
gonna keep that thought to themselves. Because that came to player and not Karak.
well, I would be concerned that we're up against a god, but if I'm to take you at your word, Elliot, you've killed one before, so it shouldn't be a problem.
yeah. Well, that was that Newson or Lyra?
That was
It was Lyra.
Yeah, Lyra.
And Lyra's somewhere between life and death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of just sitting there, like, tap. And Elliot, you would know that this is like a stress thing. You're watching as he's tapping his finger on the side of his temple. But what you're seeing this time is that as he's doing it, every time he pulls his finger away, there's like a little brief arc of electricity that goes to his temple.
You should offer him some sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, I have just 2 left.
You have
As he
2 what left?
Pulls out a dragon breath roll.
Oh, you're a godsend. As he just snaps a hand out and grabs it from you as he takes a bite out of it.
I noticed you both stress eat sweets.
I think it's a good idea if you want to send a message, if you have guards posted outside of that house, to send a message to Elliot, and then we could just go there if things do get violent.
Well, I guess it depends if you want to be at the meeting or not.
Yeah, I thought we had to be at the meeting because we're
Yeah,
being
don't-
accused of trying to restart a war.
Yeah, don't we have to be at the meeting?
Oh,
Like, that was like the whole thing.
have
Because they're concerned about us.
Have to is a strong word. I mean, you don't have to be at the meeting. It might tip our hand towards one outcome over the other if you're not. Because they are going to wonder where you are.
What's the distance between the 2 points? How
Mhm.
far away are they?
Ugh, House Gallendel's probably 3 or 4 miles outside the Citadel.
Lulu's gonna look at Elliot. How fast do you think you can get there?
Shadow Gleam's pretty
I mean,
fast.
on Shadow Gleam,
Yeah.
I mean,
probably 20 minutes at most, 15 if we're zooming.
I mean, if I were to be there, stationed outside, I could get one of them to me if things go south. If we want to split things up a tiny bit.
True.
I just
Probably someone who doesn't have the fastest flying horse that I've ever seen. So
If I'm correct,
Yes.
Karak,
I just wish
Elliot
we had
could-
more soldiers as he like shoves the rest of the dragon roll into his mouth.
Well,
all I heard was soldiers in that.
Well,
there are.
he was talking
warriors
with
in
this.
your colony, right? Newsom?
I mean, yeah.
Her
I don't know how
colony.
helpful they'd be, but I mean,
Yeah.
because we only just started telling them to proliferate. I mean, there's a couple thousand of them, but I don't.
That's true. I think we got to give us some time for the colony to grow. We can't
Yeah.
draw on them just yet.
Yeah, it probably depends on what we were asking them to do. You know.
Yeah. Let's keep the spy network for now and just
Yeah.
keep an eye on the
Mhm.
sewers. Yeah.
No need to spread ourselves too thin.
Like we might be able to
Exactly.
ask them to pick a lock so we could get into something, but I don't know if they could like take a, you know,
Would they be able to do that?
I think they probably could if we gave them the right tools.
So out of character, fun facts. The colony's queen lays the ant eggs, which typically hatch within 1 to 2 weeks.
Ah,
I'm not laying any eggs. I've been enough things in this campaign. I'm not going to be an ant.
I mean, you are an ant.
Well, yeah, okay.
Ah,
I am an ant, but
Newsom-
not an ant.
Newson can't be an ant. She doesn't have siblings.
Well, I mean, Lulin's basically my sibling.
adopted aunt.
And your adopted nieces have disappeared.
What a terrible ant.
Hey, that's not my that I didn't do that.
What?
Nothing. Literally had no control over that situation. They didn't even know about it. They didn't even know they were an ant.
I didn't know they existed.
Should things go badly, there probably won't
we
be
have
too
a
much.
quick way out of this city. Those sewers, surprisingly effective.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Especially once you go down to the caves full of like the mer people.
I don't think they're mer people.
Yeah, they are.
Is,
They're kind
is
of.
mer people not like just a generic water people term?
Yeah,
I mean, whenever I think mer people, I think of it the other way around.
You
people.
encountered the Quotoa?
Oh yeah.
They were not happy to see us.
Well, they were confused.
That's a
and
day
then
I wish I was paying attention.
and then we talked it out. We found a way to communicate with them, and they let us pass, which was very, very nice.
And we opened up a little passage to their ancient city. I can only assume
Probably.
that's what's down there.
Yeah,
You what?
we've moved a rock for them.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let us pass otherwise.
Not
And
without
also, it just
violence.
seemed like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that is a problem for the other day. Would you say you're on good terms?
Oh yeah.
With them?
definitely.
Yeah, seemed like it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like they were once we were able to get past the language barrier, like they were so reasonable and they were very thankful for the help. Very, very wonderful.
Interesting.
Nice,
Very.
Perhaps I'll have to send a shipment of weapons into the sea caves then. It could be that would give us almost total control of the sewers.
Oh, I think they could probably do that on their own.
Oh yeah, no, they're
Oh yeah,
they're
they are.
Yes,
pretty
but
badass without a sword.
yes, but
Oh.
the Quotoa society works primarily off of a reward for tribute.
Mm-hmm.
More, I was thinking you gave him a book that can make anything, so.
You
We
what?
did do that.
Yeah, we
Gave
did.
You
them a
can't
book.
understand
You
me.
can't. You can't. You didn't hear that.
You're right. That comes from Alrond in the other room. You what?
No. Shh. Anyways,
Well, I'll
what?
run down your leads, decide where you'd like to be. I have a feeling that tomorrow night, wherever you start, is where we'll end up fighting if things go poorly.
Fighting? Whoa. Let's try to avoid an all-out fight.
As much as I would love to avoid a fight, I'm going to prepare for one regardless.
Mm-hmm. It
Alright.
seems wise not to go to negotiations without a backup plan.
I mean,
I mean, we
true.
could always just go down and like retake a pood.
I guess we ought to get me a
Sword.
dog-sized axe then.
And be a government in exile.
Well, no, I mean just like a pood is not the elves anymore. You know, not like they control it now, do they? Suppose that's your fault, kinda.
Excuse me?
Well, I mean, you were king, and a pood fell, and you were still king.
Ah, yes. My apologies. Which one of us fought the deity that we believe is responsible for the plague that made us lose the city?
Me?
Interesting how that works out.
So you're saying I shouldn't have fought him and let him take the plane?
No.
he's saying
I'm
you
saying it's your
lost
fault. I'm saying I'm not solely responsible in the loss of the city.
Well, heavy is the crown that the head wears.
Your head must be incredibly light.
Well, I think the wolf's been running around in there.
No, I meant on account of all the hot air.
Air has mass.
Did you pay attention in none of our lessons? How would
I
air
refer
exert...
to 3 sentences ago.
How would air be able to affect force if it didn't have mass, Elliot?
How could air affect force without mass?
Yes,
This is gibberish to me.
how would you be able to make magical air spells have any amount of force if air did not inherently have mass?
That's what I said. I said air has mass. Why would my brain be lighter if it had more mass?
Oh, because hot air rises. Still waiting for the day when you float away like some god's forsaken balloon.
I don't think the gods would forsake me, but well, some of them.
I mean, we could probably make that happen.
I think some of them would like to.
You can just
If
find
I
a
if I go
caterpillar.
back if I go back home, I might be able to talk to that caterpillar.
I feel like the only way I'd be fully
That was a
forsaken
fun
though
time.
is if the other ones redacted their endorsement.
Endorsement?
I guess more of a petition.
And what have the gods petitioned you to
petition.
do?
Justice.
Yeah, what the dog said.
I can't understand what the dog said.
Justice.
Oh, the dog said.
It's just a dog with more. It's a bark with more emphasis.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll translate. Justice.
Exactly.
And you used the proper intonations as well?
Yes.
Well, it's good to
What I
see
heard,
that
yeah.
it's good to see that the gods take you seriously.
Well, some of them. Well, you see, I feel like there's a range because there's a lot that take me seriously as a threat, and there's a lot that take me seriously as an asset, and there are a lot that don't take me seriously at all.
That's still a fair number. That's like 2/3.
It's true.
I did get that
Well.
right?
Probably.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm,
I'm a dog,
Remember
I
what
don't do
Father
math.
said. You can't be powerful without being a threat.
As your brother turns to you, Elliot, you notice that both of his eyes are ice blue. As you everyone kind of feels the air in the room become statically charged as he says, "I'm aware."
Yeah.
However,
I do have to ask. Should I roll a wisdom saving throw for that thing that Elliot just said? Because that is, oof.
no.
Good.
Nope.
Had to make sure.
As the room kind of decharges, so to speak, Newton, all your hair is sticking up on end.
Oh, god damn it.
Very fluffy.
I
You know how long it took me to comb out those knots? You're ruining the dog's hair.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as unfortunate as that is for you and your comb, there are some secrets I wouldn't like to have to out to the city if we can avoid doing so.
You don't want everyone knowing you're secretly cool?
No, he doesn't want everyone knowing I'm a dog.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah. Nobody would believe that he's secretly cool.
True. Best secrets are the ones no one would believe in the first place.
I mean, he seems cool to me.
What?
Well, yeah,
When did this become a discussion of me being cool?
When Newton brought it up.
Technically, Elliot brought it up.
Well, yeah.
Brought it up.
The
be fair,
implication is that
It was,
he's cool because he's a dragon, but
Oh, I thought he was cool because he let me cheat.
Cheat on what?
Oh, like all sorts of schoolwork when we were
I
kids.
thought he's been cool because
Oh,
I thought he
I
was
feel
cool
like
because
that's more like social capital when you're in school. I don't know
I-
if anyone would like
I
value
I-
that
I
anymore.
mean,
I thought
That's
he
fair.
was cool because he's been offering so much of his time to us. I mean, he's got to be busy.
We're his only friends. Who else is he gonna hang out with?
You.
that's
Why
true.
do I feel like everybody I meet you say you're the only friends of?
It's because
Wait.
we're weirdos and we
It's-
attract
wait.
weirdos.
It's
with no
true.
What
friends.
did
We are
you-
his only friends,
What
though.
did you just say? What did you just say, Karak?
When and where and how? Like, I need context
Just-
on because I've said a lot.
Just now. What did you say about friends?
Are you looking
They-
for more?
They claim that everybody that they've been introducing me to that they're the only friends of, and they claim that they're some of your only friends, which is
They're.
I don't think.
They're
I
not.
think you're cool.
They're
so,
not my only friends.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Show me one friend.
That's not.
Croc just looks down. It's just like I feel
Here's
like
the
if you
thing.
need
Brother,
to,
even you have to admit you have less friends and more fans. If anything, you have a lot of fans.
But I do have friends, and you are not my only ones.
If he had friends, he'd already be wifed up, but he's not, so.
Oh, well, you can't blame him. The dating scene here isn't great.
Mhm.
I wouldn't know. I've
Everyone-
never dated here.
Out of character, technically you did briefly date here, but it wasn't someone from here and they died. So,
Yeah, no. Dating isn't dating people. Like, actively seeking a partner is what that is implying.
I know. I'm just being a
I mean-
stinker.
You need to remind me that I'm sad and kind of single.
I feel
It's a long distance relationship.
also, what does wifing someone up have to do with, like, sure, you got to be friends with some, but just not everybody wants that. I get actually.
I thought it was
I've
a
been-
thing that, like, royal people had to do.
I mean, I wouldn't know that. So
Well, as much as I enjoy listening to half of your inane conversations,
Oh, yeah, he's got better things to do. He's got to go see his, like, what?
it's
His
busy
his
air.
friends. His friends,
Well, I'm
down
sure
in
this will warrant
Isamont.
this will warrant a visit for his therapist at the very least.
Oh no, Malum's coming!
Oh no, the royal therapist.
when did a therapist get brought into this? I'm leaving.
Again, reason.
I am leaving.
Enjoy
Okay.
your day, and thank you for your time.
Let me
hi
know.
to
Thanks for bringing the Warforged back into the city. That's good.
Yes, well, hopefully they'll stand with us when the time comes, he says as he kind of looks over at the Warforged, and you just watch this Warforged just slowly nod. Good, that might put us at half of Galendel's forces. We'll need more, though.
Okay.
Perhaps I'll see if there's any
We did see
mercenary
those
com-
kobolds in the desert.
Oh yeah, the for hire.
The king could probably get them.
Yeah, there's mercenaries just like 18 miles southeast of the city.
On
They have a big turtle.
Big turtle.
Big turtle.
Big
They are for
turtle.
hire. I don't know how much higher they need to get, but
Mhm.
Yeah,
I-
or who hire is.
What? I shall take a
HYRE.
look. In the meantime, what will you all be doing?
well, I have to stock up on pastry.
So true. Oh my
Also-
god, I think we talked about doing that last time, going to the bakery. Because
Yeah.
I was really upset because you all told me that elves eat dogs. And so they might try and eat me in the bakery.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm still confused about that. Why? Why?
I don't know.
He's kind of just watching Karak continue to have a conversation with Newton. He kind of just turns around and walks out the front door.
Bye, brother. Bye, 205 of my brother's closest friends.
I have friends, Elliot.
I want to see just one. I don't think I don't think they exist. I think this
Invite
is like
one to family dinner tonight. Prove it.
Tonight,
Fine. I'll see if
we might need.
I'll see if
might need some
Torian
furniture.
wants to come eat with you. After all, it's the least you could do after you got him shoved in a closet.
Oh, your friends are also his friends because you're related. I got it.
No,
Ah,
I'm also older. His friends are mine.
You can't understand me.
No, you're right. Elrond just chuckles from the side of the doorway.
so long as Newton is a dog, we need one person who can't understand. Every time there's someone who can't understand, we need someone like Elrond who can.
Yes.
One of these days,
Just be like
one of
that.
these days, I'm gonna wait for you to say something that's gonna cause a lot of trouble, and I'm gonna turn you back mid-sentence. As he kind of heads out, you watch the guards gather back up around the carriages as they begin to move off through the city, and you see that there's a surprisingly large number of people just kind of standing around the gates to your property. All just kind of commoners who are looking in.
Oh, go meet your people. It's your fans. Or
Elliot
as your
waves
brother would
and
call them,
shuts the
friends.
door.
Aww. I thought you were all
So-
about the people. The common man.
So is there a family dinner happening tonight? Because if so, you're gonna need some furniture.
Not here.
Oh, okay. Well then, did you invite yourself to the castle to have dinner?
Yeah.
It's the least
That-
he can do. We're trying to stop him from getting murdered and thrown off the throne.
Croc just like nods and is like, "Good job."
I mean, it's a classic elven maneuver.
Besides, we're his only friends. Who else is he gonna have dinner with?
That guy needs to give his horses more water. Elrond says as he walks out from behind the door.
What a weird statement. Why?
It's all his horses would talk about.
They're just thirsty. That's it. Well, I mean, it is the desert, I guess.
Seem to be, and I mean, I would have expected horses with a little bit lighter in the coat department, little bit less hair. Why do you have shaggy horses in the desert, Elliot?
I didn't make that decision, and also it prevents them from sunburning.
Horses can get sunburned?
Oh, they
Anything
get
with
real bad
skin.
sunburned. When you get the thin skin or the thin furred ones, my god, it's like they turn into a cherry overnight.
Interesting. So, I mean, we went to the sewers, we had the meeting with your brother. Seems like all the important stuff has been kind of knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very efficient.
Now I need a dog-sized axe.
Right, the dog-size axe. We need that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I can find an appropriately sized stick, I can start whittling. But,
Are you sure you wouldn't get distracted?
well, it depends on the answer to the question, is it time to kick back for the day?
Well, it's not like he can go outside.
I
Mm-hmm.
was gonna say I don't think you can really go traveling. So
I mean, you heard him. Nobody knows what I feel like if there was an assassin and your brother knew what he looked like, he would have given you a description.
that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
And if the king doesn't know what I look like, my guess is the guards don't either. Oh, plus,
Well-
I have to be able to travel the city to some extent. I have my own family dinner to go to tonight.
Ah.
Aren't they coming here?
I mean, probably, but
We did say that. Elliot
How long
did say
have they
they
been
could stay
walking
here.
over here? I just realized, why aren't they here?
oh,
Also, I think I remember they did arrive. They were here at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, I mean, I got back. Brennan told me that after they stopped in here, Elodie went to her parents to try and search for the kids' parents. For all the kids that got left behind in a pood.
I see. That's a good idea.
The very
Yeah.
picture of maturity.
Yeah, she messaged me during your little conversation with the king,
Your Highness.
The lonely king.
the high on his horseness. Her parents want me to attend dinner at their manor.
You know, elven etiquette, right?
I mean, I made it through the museum party okay, I think, but I don't know. Hopefully, if
That
something
was more
goes.
human etiquette than elven etiquette.
Yeah, well, you
And that
know,
was just like a public appearance.
well, you know what?
It doesn't matter. You'll do great.
Hopefully,
Don't even worry about it.
if anything goes wrong, something else explodes.
No.
Oh, you have your wishes, I have mine.
Do you want like training? I think I have notes somewhere around here. If you use the wrong fork, I mean, you
It's
get
over.
just ridiculed, and there's like 14 of them.
What do you
have at
mean?
least-
What do
I
you
have at least
mean?
one
the
elven rule,
wrong
but I don't think it's
fork?
etiquette.
What?
Why do you need more than one fork?
Well,
Yeah,
because you
that
have
is- I-
salad, you have oyster, you have the main course, you have the sides. You can't use the same fork for all of them
Why the fuck can't I?
You can if you're not a coward.
because it's
Yeah,
wrong.
what Karak
You
said.
can't if you get oyster on your salad, that's
Extra dressing.
disgusting.
It's all going
Extra
to
dressing.
it's all going to the same place, Elliot.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
It's
she's for
food.
sure. Her parents are gonna make her break up with you. You know that, right?
I mean, have we ever known anyone to be able to make Elodie do anything?
That's a good point.
I don't even know Elodie, but like, no.
Oh, it's one of Elliot's exes.
Ah.
Yeah.
Elliot and Elodie. That are very similar names. Huh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Why would you put that
There
in
are
my
like a
head?
lot of them.
Why would you put that in my head, Karak? That's all
You're
I'm
the
going
one
to be
that
thinking about.
volunteered the information.
No,
I'm sorry,
No,
I've been very-
them
I've
having
been very-
similar names now is all I'm going to be thinking about during dinner.
You're
I'm-
gonna accidentally call Elodie Elliot, and it's gonna be over for your ass.
That would
I'm
be
so
terrible,
sorry.
considering earlier today he's given me a marriage proposal, and then all I've done is spend time with you lot.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I'll give you something else to think about at dinner. You should probably think about the 13-minute toast you have to give after you conclude eating.
What?
How do you quantify toast by time?
You have to talk for 13 minutes.
Oh, that
Yeah.
kind of toast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how low are you cooking if it takes 13 minutes to toast bread?
I have to give a
Well, for the
13-minute
record,
toast.
The proper toasting of bread takes 20 minutes.
What?
It's low heat. You have to use a magical means.
You just put it on a hot stone over a fire. Takes like a couple seconds.
This dude,
Maybe
That's barbaric.
this dude,
I am a barbarian.
this dude cooks toast slower than he cooks goblins.
Well, yeah, goblin. It's a lot more difficult to burn goblin. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, unless you mean fighting them. In that case, burn them faster.
Oh, that was the implication I was making. So, well, my toast will be easier to give if I've been drinking, so should we go grab a drink?
Dude.
I mean, it has.
You have
It
me
has been a
scared
Drugs aren't
now!
allowed in the city.
Excuse
Well,
me?
you can be the designated.
Also, the
GG,
king
if
did
you will.
say that no one's enforced that
DD.
rule in years. So
I guess I'm the designated dog. I'll bark at anybody who, I don't know, isn't drinking? Is that the idea?
I like that. I like that idea.
other people to drink.
Mm-hmm.
I could work with that idea.
Oh.
Dog designation.
Mm-hmm.
But should drinking occur before an important meeting?
I mean, how long is the meeting from now?
A day?
Yeah, I think we can manage a day, right?
I mean, unless you all had anything else you need to do.
Well, I need to do grocery shopping.
And
I
furniture
just gave
shopping.
away half of my fire breath rolls.
You also need to go furniture shopping. Like 3 people have noted that. At that point, it's not. It's
Why
not
do you
just a
keep
single
asking about
person.
furniture? What is wrong with the floor, Karak?
Listen,
When we found you, you didn't have any furniture.
Yeah, and you know how sore I was when I got out of that stone? My legs were killing me.
He kind of was furniture.
Yeah.
Hey, Karak is a valued member of this group. He is not furniture. You're not furniture,
He was a
right?
statue.
For a little
Oh.
bit.
Yeah, that's definitely furniture.
Yeah.
See?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't lying. It's not like I'm putting him down. It's just truth.
Honestly, Newson, out of everybody, has been one of the few people making sure that people aren't putting me down.
Yeah.
I still...
Are a lot of people
You know
picking
what?
you up?
I think you're right, Karak. I could use some furniture. He is now going to try to scare the shit out of Karak.
All right.
He's gonna go full werewolf and just like run towards him with his mouth open.
Let me just open up my character thing because I gotta remember if I have things for this.
Violence. Furniture violence.
Elliot, roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Pack tactics. Everybody wolfs out. Oh shit. He's perceiving!
Elliot, as you jokingly rush Karak, you catch out of the corners of your eyes, the minute you change, Alron's eyes go yellow, and he takes a step forward as he starts drawing a hand back.
Pack mentality.
We going through with this?
He'll immediately divert and be like, nope, 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 nope.
As you kind of divert, you watch the yellow fade as Alron just lowers his hand and goes, "Okay, I didn't know if you'd lost your mind, if you were gonna eat Karak."
Can I roll an intimidation at disadvantage for Karak?
Sure, sure you can. Well, I guess that's up to Karak.
I'm more than happy to go with that. I want to see if Karak turns into a statue.
Alright.
Get this.
Roll
To be
me.
fair, he could also.
That's awkward.
Nope. That's so
It was a
unfortunate.
20 and a 5.
A
Damn.
20 and a 5.
And what am I rolling?
Nothing. That doesn't succeed.
Got it.
Yeah. It was scary for like half a second, and then you watched Elliot go, no, wait.
I remembered the rule. No killing Karak.
It's not allowed.
I mean, unless you all have any other leads we need to run down.
Alcoholism!
That's a spirit, Newson.
Yeah! Except for me, because I'm the designated dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I mean, on the way, can we go to church?
No.
Oh!
Go to what?
So
The what?
you gotta
Church.
you gotta thank God for your
Oh,
alcohol. Thank a God, I guess. I don't know.
Why?
I'm trying to connect the dots here, and I don't.
He
Well, I
wants
want to see if I can,
figure out who the cursor is.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can. That seems like yeah.
I might be able to sniff one of those.
Oh, one of the tags.
Yeah, one of those tags. If we get close enough, I might be able to pinpoint it.
Mm-hmm.
True.
The news and sniff is back.
I'll look for a disguise and then we can go out.
Okay.
You gotta look like the some devotees.
Oh, so true.
I
Put on a potato sack and look real happy.
Why don't you just dress down?
That's what I said. Put on a potato sack and look happy.
Do they even have potatoes in Zraya, Elliot?
Yes, it's how they got through the Great Famine of '04.
I mean, so are we dressing up or dressing down? I need to know.
For everyone in the party except for you, Karak, it's dressing down.
Okay, so I have to dress up.
I think you just kind
I
of
think you're
look the way
I
you
think you're
do.
the right amount of raggedy religious zealot.
I don't think there's going to be a whole lot we can do to make you or big guy over here, as he kind of like pats Lulin on the shoulder, blend in. So
Well, yeah, there's nothing that you can do, but I mean, I can.
oh, well, you do you, I guess.
I don't get to use this. I don't get to use this that often.
Got it. Brennan, are you coming drinking with us? As Elrond just turns and walks into another room. All right.
Can Brennan get drunk? No. He just gets burned up. There's no... Would be like psychosomatic. He just wants to be drunk so bad he feels drunk.
There's probably like a weird magical thing in there that just convinces the brain.
Get drunk.
What's the age? What's the drinking age here? Like, elves are like 300 before they're mature.
Means the drinking age is a solid 35.
Well, then you can't drink either, can you?
Yeah, prove that. I have a royal party, also in a bathtub.
All right, we're going to take a quick 5-minute intermission for bio breaks, and then we'll be back, chat.
Sounds good.
And we're back. And their cameras are gone. Oh, because I
no.
forgot to do this. We're good.
Mistake.
Camry.
We fixed it. We fixed it.
Yay.
So as
Thank goodness.
you all kind of, I suppose, dressed down to go to the bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I look extra scraggly.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to the church first.
I think we're just leaving the house more than anything.
Sure.
Whichever one's first.
So that events can happen when we leave house.
Yeah.
Freedom.
Allrond kind of walks back in as everybody's getting ready, and he dressed up. He actually looks nicer. He's wearing a shirt that has actual buttons on it. It has a collar. What is
Nice.
everyone's reaction to Allrond looking like more of a person and less of a, well, for lack of a better way to put it, a dog?
Rock just gives
Less-
2 thumbs up, just like, yeah. Because he
Yeah,
has no
probably
other...
looking
no
like
context.
a dog.
He has no context outside of this, because it's like, yeah, they were outside in the desert being locked out of a city for a long time, so like...
Well, I mean,
Now
I kind of figured I'm probably gonna go straight to Elodie's from the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac,
that makes sense.
I saw that.
You saw what?
The Fable anniversary pop up.
Well, that's the cool thing about having a Steam Deck.
Oh, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Carry on.
As he kind
Just
of
say,
looks at all of you, he goes, "What is it?" He kind of looks down and says, "Is it too much?"
No, I think it's
No, that's
just right.
perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is any of that offensive, Elven wise?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
You've got like
Alright, let's see
13
here.
buttons.
No red. Odd number of buttons. Button from the left. Okay. Turn around.
Kind of like slowly does a spin.
Shirt tails past belt buckles. That's good.
Oh no,
yeah,
his
you're good.
his shirt's tucked into his belt.
Oh no. Shirt's got to be outside, past the belt buckles.
Why?
You can't show your belt buckles
Why can't I show my belt buckle?
because it's a fine established event.
Yeah, but
This isn't like a museum tour, dude.
first of all, but we're going to a bar first, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, this is fine at the bar.
You know what? Tucking it in is the human style. If they don't like that I'm human, that seems a lot more like a them problem than a me problem.
Yeah.
That's true, and you can always counter with the "I'm barely human."
I don't think they know that.
Oh, are you gonna tell them?
I don't think I should.
That's fair.
I mean,
It's sort of a big decision.
I don't know. You think they'd be happier with their daughter dating a werewolf than dating a human?
I don't know. That's a good point. I mean, it's just you though.
That's not helping my case.
Yeah. I don't know. It's up to you.
I'm walking into hot water here. I'm the guy who kept their daughter in a pood during the Arcanophage.
I mean,
Yo, term. We have an echo.
sorry, that was my phone. I have the chat up so that way I can see chat while also having the game on screen. That's my bad.
No worries. I don't know.
I'm sure it'll be fine. So, what bar are we going to, Elliot?
Well, I have a meeting at 1, so we could probably go to that one. But we got to go to church first. I got to go get recruited by the freest people. Dude, you're gonna thank me. You don't want to show up to this party super wasted. Just a little intoxicated. I know the perfect.
You're
amount of
already
notoriety.
like weirdly high off of Speak with Animals, so
Oh, that's true. Wait, yeah, is there a problem drinking potions and alcohol? Like, if I drink too much, I'm not
Does
just going to
does
start
the
talking
potion
like an
contain-
animal, am I?
Did the potion contain sage root?
I don't fucking know.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Do they normally contain
long as-
sage root?
I don't know, some of them. There's interaction between sage root and alcohol. It's a whole thing.
What happens?
What is it?
It's the fool's wisdom.
What
You
is
ever?
that?
But
It's just an overconfidence.
oh, so nothing will change.
You'll make more of an ass of yourself than you already do.
You'd be surprised.
Listen, Newson,
Yeah.
we all have our
Confidence is key.
skills.
Confidence is key.
There are
Yeah, and if that
Many,
key doesn't get you through the
tales
door, boots
yeah.
work well too.
See?
I prefer hooves personally.
Well, really? I really thought you.
My feet.
I really thought you would have been more of a paw person.
No.
Ah,
Why don't you take a pause and think about it?
I'll bite your ankle again.
I'm ready for you this time.
Be adorable when you do it.
I'll still do it. I gotta assert my dominance.
I'm
I'm
ready.
apparently a member of the pack now that I'm a dog, so.
Yeah, it's gonna be a shame when you change back.
I'm holding out hope that she doesn't. We're getting along way better in this form.
I mean, I feel like
You're
at some
you're
point,
doggist. You just prefer me as a dog.
at some point, the people who turn them in, like they said that when they were satisfied, that Newsom would turn back.
Yeah,
So
the
I feel-
dream
I-
guy
I feel
told
like
me I have something to learn from being in this form, so.
Newsom's
I feel like
never.
it-
I don't think I've ever seen Newsom satisfied.
or learn.
No, it's when they are satisfied, not when I'm satisfied.
Oh,
The
Never
the
been
cosmic
satisfied. Sorry.
We're
The
gonna say
cosmic
as this
entities-
conversation's happening, we're walking through the streets.
yes.
Oh, for sure. We've been walking. We're
Yeah.
walking.
So I'm like skittering along, barking at you all while we have a public conversation. Yeah, the cosmic entities that be, when they turned me into a dog because of my wild magic, it came with a little note that was like, when we are satisfied with your trial of being a dog, we will turn you back.
Oh,
Yeah. So
sounds like a
whenever-
really
wh-
weird way to say you're gonna be a dog forever.
I don't know. Like what is satisfaction rate for the people that turned me into a dog? Is it like I embrace being a dog? Is it like they enjoy my suffering for a certain amount of time? I don't know.
Maybe you just have to do a certain amount of dogly activities.
Have you ever dogged? Have you
No.
been dog?
Do you have that dog in you?
No. I don't have any dogs in me. Thank you very much. Not even one.
As
Not even a one.
Not even one.
as you approach
like-
as you approach the church that existed within the Raven's relic, you see that, well, I will just read my prepared description.
Let's go.
I have a prepared statement.
The streets of the city outside of the Raven's relic are a scene of chaos and fervor as what seem to be thousands of members of the cult of the World Tree gather in the square outside it. The air crackens with tension and the fanaticism of the people here, their faces kind of twisted with zeal, as they're all gathered around a large centerpiece in the center of the square. The centerpiece appears to be a towering effigy of the World Tree, crudely constructed from twisted branches and adorned with offerings of vines and flowers. A bonfire roars at its base, casting dancing shadows upon the frenzied throngs of cultists who chant and sway in a trance-like state. The cult leaders, draped in their tattered robes adorned with crude symbols of the World Tree, stand atop makeshift platforms around the crowd, their voices rising to a fever pitch. as each one of them seems to be delivering a different impassioned sermon filled with the promise of divine retribution, with just a hint of apocalyptic vision. Eyes ablaze, they preach of cleansing fire and righteous fury. A very different approach from what they were pitching last time.
Is it just me, or are these just different?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is.
it's way angrier. Also, I really want to go break something in the Ravens. What was it? Ravens. I want to go break something in their shop because that guy was an asshole.
All right, I forgot you and
Okay.
right.
I'm just a strange street dog running in, knocking something over and leaving.
All right. Well, do your worst.
Yay! Gonna skitter through the crowd to go cause a problem in the store.
As the rest of them are kind of caught up in the throngs of people, Newson, you expertly weave your way through ankles and knees as you kind of stumble through the door of this dusty shop.
Is the guy at the counter?
The guy is at the counter.
I think she's just going to, like, bark at him, make direct eye contact, and knock over the nearest, like, breakable looking thing, and then dip. Just for the sake of being a little asshole. I'm embracing my inner tiny dog.
As you kind of bark and jump up, you knock a stool over with a vase on top as it shatters on the floor. And this shopkeeper has no reaction to it.
No reaction?
No reaction at all.
Did he look at me? Like, he didn't even look when I barked?
He looked, but there was no, like, recognition in his eyes.
Interesting. Okay, I might do a little investigating in
Yeah,
here
you want to
then.
roll me a little percepti check?
Yeah, I do want to roll a little percepti check. A little percepti as a treat.
A little treat now.
Yeah.
Did the color cube thing work, Term?
The dance did.
I'll be real, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I just did it and went back to
Would
the
you
game.
like to use a reroll?
I would like to use a reroll. That was bad.
We're down to 11. Oh yeah, color cube's working. Alright, roll it for me.
Bruh.
Would you like to use another reroll?
Fine, I'll pay for it.
Alright. Roll it. Oh, okay. I understand.
I'll pay for it. Oh.
Yeah.
I see you learned from me last week.
Yeah.
Alright.
Fucking fine, I guess.
Never would have thought we would...
Newson, you can't tell a lot about him, but the muscles of his left arm are tense as if he's clutching something in his left hand.
Oh. Can I, like, jump up to the counter? Can I parkour my little self up there?
Roll acrobatics.
Okay. I'm so acrobatic.
I know.
Actually, the dog has a +2 in dexterity, so...
Oh. Oh.
No, Brambo, you triggered the hype train, you son of a bitch.
Choo-choo!
Choo choo.
The counter's a little high. You kind of like catch your front paws on it and like you know how dogs kind of scrabble at things to try to get up.
Yeah.
You don't quite succeed as you just kind of fall off the back of it.
Well, can I use that stool to boost myself up? Being small is no boost. How does Nom do it?
Sure you can.
Okay. Gonna push the stool over and use it to jump up.
Roll acrobatics at advantage.
Yay! I'm trying so hard.
With the stool, you manage to get up onto the top of the glass counter. Is this guy's his eyes kind of like drop to you? But there's just that lack of recognition behind them.
I'm gonna go after that clutched hand.
Define go after.
How clutched is it? Like, if I just nose at it, can I like?
So now that you can see his hand behind the counter, you see that he seems to be just like tightly gripping an ink quill in his hand.
Oh, I thought it was rested on the counter.
No. Like he's like standing completely slack, hands behind the counter.
But with a quill in it? Is there like paper around anywhere that I can see, or an inkwell?
There does not appear to be.
Huh. Yeah.
His expression looks vaguely familiar.
I'm gonna try and like basically I'm gonna jump from the counter to bite the quill and see if I can pull it out of his hand.
Roll a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Nope, that's a check. Saves charisma. Yeah, not about tracks.
So
my rolls are garbage today.
Newsin, you catch this quill in your mouth. And as you bite down, you feel something flood into you. And suddenly, all your problems are gone. All you feel is serenity. You feel at peace. You feel great. You don't feel like ecstatic, like you're not super overjoyed or anything, but you're like, your mood is completely unchanging on the positive side of happy. As you kind of realize that you never want to let go of this quill.
Is the guy gonna fight me for it, though?
He doesn't appear to be, because he's still hanging on to it, and you're hanging off the end of the quill.
Alright, I guess I'm just hanging here now, because I can't let go of it.
Alright.
Can I, like, if I want to hold on to it, though, can I wiggle to try and take it? Like, I want it.
Sure you can.
Okay.
Roll me athletics against this guy's athletics, I guess.
Do that thing that dogs do when you, like, present them with a toy where they hold it and they just want to, like, thrash their head around.
Yes, the kill move.
Yes.
Well, he rolled a 5, so you don't have to beat a whole lot.
Well, with the way my rolls have been, you know. Okay. Still shit, but not as shit as him.
So you manage to wiggle out of this man's hand. Roll me a charisma save at disadvantage.
Okay. Charisma disadvantage. That's a nat 1.
Oh.
As you land on the ground, quill in mouth, you watch this guy's expression kind of change to rage. Like longing and then rage. And you watch all of this as he turns and looks down at you and begins reaching, but none of it registers as a threat.
Okay.
Everything is fine. You're not in danger. Nothing's wrong here. As he reaches down and grabs and like picks you up and just puts tightly tucks you under one arm and just takes his other hand and just grabs the end of the quill.
I
As-
will not let go. It's mine.
He's not trying to. He doesn't seem to be trying to take it.
Oh, he just wants to be touching it as well.
Yes, he seems to have acknowledged that if he can keep you here, he can keep the quill here. And you are
Alright.
being very tightly squeezed under one arm as this guy just grabs it and goes back to staring off out towards the door of the shop.
Cool. This is where we're hanging out now.
Yeah, you're gonna be here for a while.
Yay!
What are the rest of you doing as you are outside and this crowd is like kind of being whipped into a fervor?
Elliot is going to look for magical sources. He'll use his innate casting to detect magic.
All right. That's what, 30 feet?
Yep.
So you're at the edge of the crowd. As your magical awareness kind of pans out over the crowd, you notice that for every 5 people, one of them either has a weapon with the enchantment magic on it or a cloth tag with the enchantment magic on it. It's like 1 out of 5. And there's probably like 1,000 people in this square, so.
I see. Elliot will go up to one of the ones with the patches and be like, "Hey, where'd you get that? I'd love to get one."
Excuse me?
Your patch. I need a patch.
Oh,
How else will I show devotion?
well, you show devotion to get a patch.
Well, of course, but I've shown devotion, and how do I show others I show devotion?
You'll have to, I suppose, speak to one of the Allfathers?
Would you mind pointing me?
He kind of just,
Never mind. I think I see them.
yeah, he kind of just looks back at the raised platforms. But,
Is Elliot sort of... Sorry, go on.
he's kind of just looking at you weird, like, kind of the look of, like, I feel like that's something you should have known if you were really devoted.
Which question? The where are they?
Any of them.
Yeah. That's fair. Anyways, Elliot moves towards the...
Kind of pushing your way through the crowd.
Yeah.
What are the other 2 of you doing? Lulin, this is your first interaction with the church outside of being attacked.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think Lulin has like a head, like his head is on a swivel. I think I'm trying to more focus and trying to keep an eye out for Newson. Because Newson is small. but
Roll
also trying
perception.
Yeah. 13.
Newson, roll stealth. Not because you're trying to be stealthy, but just because you're small, and I need something to compare that.
This'll
to
be-
to.
Shouldn't that be passive stealth then?
Yeah, it would be it would be your
Uh,
passive perception versus.
Well, what would your passive stealth be? What's your
Well,
dex?
Zoomling is...
Unfortunately, the dog has a +4 to stealth specifically.
So
I
a
think that would make your
13.
passive a 14.
Well, passives
Right.
are all calculated based off 8+.
8+, so it's actually 12.
Is it 8+? How does
I
passive
thought it,
stealth
I
work?
always assumed it was 10 because it's like you're taking a 10.
Hang
Yeah,
on.
that's like the neutral.
I know
plus
how
your
passive
modifier.
perception works, but I don't know how passive stealth works.
I don't think you usually have like a passive stealth.
Yeah,
It's
usually
10
when you're-
plus your stealth, so it's a 14.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, Lulin, you do not see Newson as she trundles into the shop across the square.
However, I did announce that I was going to go cause problems in that shop.
You did do that, so you can
I
you can make an
specifically-
inference.
Yeah, I specifically said I want to go knock something over in there because that guy was a dick. So,
You can infer where Newson is going.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I think Lulin's gonna keep like a clock inside of his head. And from what I've been told, I think Lulin wants to roll a religion. Or I want to roll a religion because he was told something completely different than what they're spouting. Wow. 13
Good religion,
is my
everybody.
number today.
I mean, it could be. It seems like what they're preaching seems to be kind of in line with what you were told, but they seem a lot more excited about it.
Karak, I don't know if I like anything that's going on.
Yeah. I didn't like it when I started hearing them. This seems a lot more violent than what they were. Sorry about that.
The wee-woos are coming.
It just completely took my attention because I don't have control over that apparently.
I don't either.
Elliot, as you approach this stand, are you listening to the sermon that the guy on top of it is yelling?
Only so much as to make sure they're not like talking at him directly.
All right. Well, I have prepared a speech, so you're going to listen to it.
Yay!
Brothers and sisters, hear me now, for the time of reckoning is upon us. We stand at the precipice of a great cataclysm, a war not waged with swords and shields, but with the very fabric of our souls. Look around you, see the corruption that festers in our once proud city, the taint of magical technology spreading like a cancer, poisoning our land and twisting our minds. We have forsaken the teachings of the world tree, replacing the purity of nature with the cold steel of machines, and the king's empty promises of progress. But I tell you, this corruption, this rot will not stand. We are the chosen of the world tree, brought back to the serenity beneath its branches, the guardians of its sacred wisdom, and we shall not rest until we have cleansed this world of the foul stench of unnatural innovation. Cast aside your chains of steel and iron, for they are but shackles that bind us to a fate of decay and ruin. Embrace instead the roots and the branches of the world tree, for it alone holds the key to our salvation. And then just the same variation of that again and again and again.
You know, it's interesting that they talk about magic corrupting the mind. I sure wonder what they would react if Elliot made all the magic here visible. Speaking of, as he gets closer to this podium, what other magic does he see?
As you get closer to the podium, you see more. The closer to the podium you get, the more densely packed the people with the tags are. And as you get up, you see that the kind of tattered robes of this priest, which are different than last time, because the last time you saw them, their robes were in relatively good shape. The entire robe of this High Father is filled with magical energy. The same, and you can kind of make the inference that they've been cutting pieces off of their robes to make these tags.
Interesting. And you said the robes were magical.
Yes. The entire robe seems to have the same magic on it that the tags have.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. You'll move on towards the building proper.
As you move towards the building proper, you see that most of the people in this crowd are focused inwards, either towards the High Fathers or towards the effigy at the center. As you get to
the effigy of
the World Tree.
Free.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
As you get to the entrance of the shop, inside you see the shopkeeper holding Newson as...
Oh, no, not the shop.
The
Elliot's
building?
going for the chapel.
The chapel's in the basement of the shop.
Oh, that's right. You have to go through the shop. Never mind.
Sorry, you're not going to the chapel?
Through the shop. Oh, well,
You've got the
chapel is the
effigy.
goal. He just has to go through the shop to get there. That's fine.
As you step into the shop, you see Newson and this man, Newson biting down on an inkwell while this man holds the rest of it in his hand, as this man is just tightly holding Newson to his side, and both of them are just staring at the door. Newson, you have a brief moment of recognition of, oh, that's Elliot.
Huh.
Are you winning?
You feel no need to respond. That would mean letting go of the inkwell.
Mm.
Newson, are you winning? Did you?
Just watches Newson slowly
is this
blinks.
Quill magical?
It is. It has the same enchantment magic as the weapons on it.
Oh, for God's sake, Newson.
Karak and
Elliot looks around
Lulin,
the
are you
shop. Is there
following
anything else
Elliot?
here that's strongly magical in this shop?
Yeah, I think Lulu would start following once Elliot looks like walking in a direction.
Newson like doggy paddles in the air a little bit.
Karak is staying outside and just watching, just kind of tells Lulin, if anything happens, Elliot will clue me in on it.
Noted.
I'll keep an eye out from here.
Roll perception, Karak.
Let's go perception time. I'm totally good at that. That's actually my best skill.
All right, not terrible. Karak, you notice as you look around that every single guard that you can see is wearing the House Gallendale colors rather than the city's colors.
Karak's just gonna send a mental message to Elliot, being like, "Hey, all the guards around here are wearing Gallendale colors. Keep me posted on what's going on."
Elliot, inside the shop, there's some other very minor, like, magical pieces that are essentially just trinkets, but there's nothing else that has the same kind of magical signature as the quill.
Oh, sorry. I think I was unclear. I'm also just looking for valuables while the shop owner is busy.
Nothing in this shop is valuable.
Yeah.
God damn it.
It's all
You
trash.
bastard. You saw it coming.
I mean, I described it all as being trash the first time they were here, so...
Yeah,
Yeah, but Elliot wasn't there for that.
Yeah.
He was in line for sweets.
True. I was in line for sweets. Alright, well, fine. I guess I'll deal with this guy.
Lulin, you also were following Elliot, right?
Yeah.
As you step into the shop behind him, you see Newson and the shopkeeper. Stoned cold, so to speak.
Stone cold. Elliot is going to draw his sword. And just holding the sword, he's going to ask, so you guys said if I tried to help you, it would consume my magic, right? Corrupt it with whatever the lich...
Oh, you're
takes
talking
magic
to
would
the
look like.
sword. I was trying to figure out who you're talking
Oh, yeah.
to.
Oh, yeah. Talking to the people in the sword.
As you kind of draw forth one of the spirits from the sword, you hear a voice, and you hear a voice almost sounding like a whisper in your ear say, "You can use us, but you can't free us."
Well, the infection, the magical infection you suffer.
We'll
Tell me, does it spread?
only to those whose souls are trapped within the blade.
Interesting. There's a deity that wishes to meddle in the free will of these people.
As
Could you
deity,
help me expel it?
what kind of power are you looking for?
the kind to counteract those of a charm.
Yes, but religious, magic.
I mean,
For us to know how best to help you, we must know your exact intentions.
I would like to use magic to negate the magic that is here already. The existing magic is a religious magic. Seems logical in nature.
You wish for an exorcist, then? As you kind of feel a specific soul being drawn out of the blade.
Yeah, guess I do want an exorcist.
Simply give yourself over to the blade, then.
I'm sorry, what?
If you wish for the blade to complete your task, you must give yourself over to it. However briefly.
Very well. As Elliot sort of does the whim of the blade, I guess.
Elliot, as you give yourself over to the blade, as you tell it what you want, you feel the soul that was drawn out of the crowd almost layer over your own. As you feel it, like, the motions in your body still feel like they're yours, but you know that there's something else making them. For everybody else, you watch as Elliot's eyes begin to glow white, as his irises shift entirely to white. As he takes the sword and begins drawing out a series of runes on the ground. Elliot, you have the distinct feeling that you don't recognize these runes or this ritual, but you understand that the soul that you drew out of the blade does. I'm going to need you to roll religion, but you now have proficiency with it.
Oh my god, I'm a proficient religist.
Religist.
Right. What is the modifier on religion?
Wisdom.
Like wisdom, intelligence? Wisdom? Oh, I'm proficient. Let's go. That's a +4, boys.
Yeah.
Yes, it is in fact wisdom.
Become religious, bitch. Maybe roll better than most of us have been.
Yeah,
I've
it's
been
been
rolling
after
solid
2 weeks of crits on crits. Fuck
Hey,
you.
there you go.
What are you saying, PT? Crits on crits?
Crits on crit.
Crits on crits
Crits
on
on
bits
crits.
on halfwits.
Put that on a t-shirt.
crits on bits on halfwits.
All right.
There's probably some way to like write that out as a mathematical equation.
You
Probably.
draw this symbol perfectly as you begin taking random things from around the shop with, as I said, you have no clear intention for these objects, but you know that something inside you does. As you lay the objects out and mutter a spell in a language that none of you recognize, as there seems to be a pulse from this kind of rune. So everything within 30 feet that is powered by divine magic is canceled out.
Hmm.
Bye, Lulin. Good knowing you.
Lulin,
Lulin simply perishes.
Lulin, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, holy!
Do you want to
That's
reroll?
three 13s.
Do you-
Yeah, I'm gonna take a reroll.
If it's a 12, I'm gonna riot.
There
It's a
you
21.
go. There you go.
Lulin, you
It's
feel
12
this
bucket
wave of
bursts.
magic kind of pass over you, and you feel that your connection to the divine is like muted, so to speak. Sounds like you feel the connection feels fuzzy, for lack of a better way to put it.
Okay.
before it slowly begins to come back. And Nuzin, you find yourself incredibly angry that you just feel all of your emotions flood back into your body.
So am I feeling all of my emotions, or am I feeling angry about not having the feather?
A little bit of both. But let me put it this way. When your emotions flood back into you, it's almost as if you're experiencing them for the first time. Like, it's overwhelming.
Oh.
Like, it's almost like your body has forgotten what any emotion but just serene calm feels like. And as you have that realization, you also realize that you are being dropped as the shopkeeper begins to, like, freak out.
I think she probably lets out, like, a very doggish, like, yipe as she's dropped on the floor. And then does that little dog shake her.
As he's like gripping this quill in both of his hands to the point where the metal tip of the quill, you can see it cutting into his hand as blood runs down his forearm. Elliot, as soon as the ritual ends, you feel the soul separate from your own and go back into the blade.
Oh, thanks, guys.
What did you... You again?
Hello.
What, Minotaur?
He's never met Elliot.
He's met Lulin.
He has met
Well,
Lulin.
he thinks he's met Lulin.
Yeah.
What, Minotaur? You're so steadfast in what you said about our beliefs that you come in here and destroy the magic of our god?
I mean, as much as I would love to have credit for that, I simply can't take it.
Then it was you then, as his eyes, like, snap to Elliot.
Me that what?
Destroyed the magic. Took the serenity away.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Serenity now doesn't work. See that rage? It's gonna escape somehow. Someday.
Not if we keep the gods' gifts on us.
The gods' gifts. It's an interesting take.
Pretty sure it's just some man on a stage outside. Doesn't look like a god to me.
Get out of my shop.
Okay. Sounds good, boss man.
And you're paying for that vase you broke on your way out.
None of the other people remembered while they were under the influence.
I know. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. So, what's your role in all this?
I don't have to talk to you. Get out of my shop.
You do have to talk to me.
No, I don't. As he walks out from behind the counter
Tell
and begins
me,
walking to the door.
What's your role in all of this?
Lulin's
As he
going
sort of steps between him and the door.
Lulin's gonna cast command on him.
Oi.
It's been a fair bit. I think Karak's gonna send another message, just being like, "Hey, what's going on in there? Like, what's Karak seeing from the outside right now?"
Karak, you...
That's true.
Oh, I need Karak to
you
give
said
me a
this
con
group
saving
was
throw.
Yeah.
What was that again?
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ah, got it.
Because you are technically also within 30 feet of this ritual.
God damn.
Yeah, you feel no split from the divine. You're totally fine.
But also,
totally
that
fine.
means the priest in the crowd is also within 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think... This crowd is massive.
Well, yeah,
the,
but...
the podium was against the building.
Yeah.
Also, everybody that's holding a divine object
Yeah. Like, that's why I bring this up, because there's probably a lot
Yeah.
of people within 30 feet that
30
have,
feet.
like, one of these tags or a
I was
weapon.
gonna say,
or...
Karak was sort of on the outskirts-ish, so if he's within 30 feet, there's
Like,
a lot of people in this crowd that just lost all of the divine.
So
in their weapon
Karak,
and or clothes.
you see several people. Probably about 1 in 20. As they suddenly fly into a violent rage. As they begin trying to grab the tags of the people around them who aren't holding weapons.
Okay, Karak is going to quickly send a message back to Elliot, being like, things are getting dicey out here, and I'm going to try and cast calm emotions. Well,
I was about to say, Elliot is responding with, then calm them down.
I think Newsen, like
whatever can get the most people, because we're not on an actual map, so, and I also had to put something down, so there's just an area in the middle of the ocean that is calm right
This is
now.
the calm water.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they'll need to make a DC 18 charisma check.
Oh, none of them are
whoever-
passing a charisma check.
Yeah.
As
Rock just,
they
like,
all kind of
waving over the crowd, being like, calm yourselves, please.
as they all kind of suddenly go calm again.
Okay. Oh, that usually doesn't work.
What were you commanding him to do, Lulin?
My command word was going to be answer.
Alright, I do need to roll the wisdom save.
DC 14.
Rolled a 4.
PT over here. Let's
Love
see,
that.
a D20 plus 35.
No. Nobody who's a
No,
commoner
it's-
ever gets more than a +2.
Mm-hmm. And they got to be a really good commoner to get that.
As he kind of snaps as this command hits him and he kind of locks in place. I just run the shop.
Is that really all you do? I mean, the church is beneath your building, is it not?
Yes, but they rented the space.
Does this sound like the truth?
Roll insight.
I would love to, boss man.
Seems truthful enough.
No, I gave you my 13s.
No! You bastard!
Seems truthful enough.
I think Newsen sulks out from behind the counter and just kind of like collapses in front of Lula.
What do you know about what they do here?
They
Do you know that the magic is controlling?
it's not control, it's peace.
Yeah, it's forced upon you. That sounds controlling to me.
There's nothing bad about it. It's just peace. It's calmness.
What about when they're forced to attack others?
What do you mean?
Let me ask you something. If you're forced to be peaceful, is that natural?
None of us had the gods' gifts forced upon us.
Newsen did.
She actively took it.
So you make contact, and that's the decision? That's when you have to be peaceful.
That sounds like forced. I don't think Newsen consented to be pieced.
Is accepting something given to you being forced to do so?
Was it an acceptance?
We took the gifts willingly.
Listen. You were obviously aware. The crowd outside, do they sound peaceful to you?
Not all of them, but not all of them are the chosen. Not all of them have proved their devotion. Perhaps they are angry because they have not found peace yet.
And yet, it's the leaders that rile them up.
I think I'll be closing, if you could leave.
While this
Okay.
conversation is going on, is it all right if I have Karak sort of try and get within the crowd and like use where is it? Darn it! I want to use my Fey presence to sort of get a bunch of people to just start going home and filing out, just to be like, hey,
In what way
Yeah.
are you using your Fey presence? Because it has a charm and a fear.
I'm going to go with charm because Karak doesn't want people to be scared. That's just going to get them more riled up.
You're gonna
These
become a
people
cult
have been
leader.
talking about hellfire this whole time.
Like fire, hellfire.
Grok just being like, I think it's all been a long day. We should all go home, at least as many of us as we can. It's been late. Go out to a bar, go out to drink. They're closing up shop now. Just, if you can.
As the small group of people around you, like just in the tight cluster around you, kind of just begins nodding and like turning and walking off, you notice that everyone else is still enraptured by what the High Fathers are saying. But you notice that one of the High Fathers has stopped talking and is looking directly at you.
Grok kind of just looks at them a bit confused, just like, I don't know why you're looking at me, man. I'm just trying to get people here out safely.
When you look up at him, you see that both of his eyes are a deep-set purple.
Huh.
And then you hear a voice almost echoing in your head. Do you seek peace, Karakarim? And it's a woman's voice.
Grok does not know how to think about that. It's just like Grok's just gonna be like, okay, voice in my head, cool. Might need to get you might have to take turns with the other person in here occasionally, but
They will not bother us while I am here.
What do you mean by peace? This didn't seem peaceful. Not in the slightest.
Freedom from your fears, your anger, your sadness, your pain. Do you seek peace, Karakarim?
Maybe in one way, but this doesn't seem to be... This peace that I see doesn't seem to be the type that I truly want. It's not what drives me.
Is it not important for people to find peace in times of war?
Maybe in moderation.
Well, just because you do not seek peace does not mean you should interfere with the peace that others have attained.
When their loss of peace leads to them attempting to hurt others, I'd say that's the time for me to intervene. If I stand here and do nothing, then I'm no better than I can't claim to want peace for myself. Now, can I?
Be careful what you wish for, Warlock. After all, your friend was right. All of that anger has to go somewhere.
Perhaps I'll find a good outlet for it.
Perhaps. As the High Father's eyes kind of change back into like a dark brown as he goes back to yelling into the crowd.
Croc just shakes his head, kind of looks around, just like, okay, that was. God, did that feeling of having someone else in his mind, like that connection to another godly advisor of sorts, like a preacher of sorts, did that feel familiar at all?
It felt. Roll me a history check at advantage.
Not gonna lie, I might re-roll that just for the fun of it.
I think you're okay.
All right.
Not only did it feel familiar, you get the distinct feeling that you've had that exact god in your head before.
Oh. Grok's gonna think about that, and I'm not gonna lie. There's only one that I can think of, and it's at the top of my list right now.
What's going on inside the shop still? As as you get the messages from Karak that it's getting dicey outside.
Lulin, Newson, anything from you guys? They can give me a sec.
Not as if you have any more questions.
I don't have anything for the shopkeeper, but I'm also trying to be realistic in the fact that the way PT described it to me is I felt nothing, and then I felt every emotion I've ever felt all at once. And there's a lot of trauma rolled up into that one, so
Yeah.
Bingo.
I don't think there would be a lot of commentary from Newson currently.
Doing the
laying on the
dog
ground
cry.
in front of Lulin. Yeah.
1,000-yard dog stare.
Can you please leave my shop now?
I suppose. If there's nothing more you can tell us about this wretched church.
If you're not open to believing what others do, why would I tell you anything? There's no reason in wasting time on you. Do not seek to be saved.
I don't think you're in any
Oh.
position to say that.
I think that, quite frankly, you're the one who needs saving, not me.
As Lulin
But-
finds like a little baby vase off the shelf and just flicks it over.
What the fuck, Lulin?
Respect your surroundings.
Well, now
What was that
you
for?
now you've broken something. If you do not leave, I will be forced to call the
No,
guard.
I need to talk to Lulin. What the hell was that, Lulin? Seriously.
I thought we were doing good cop, bad cop.
No! We're doing good cop, good cop. We're not doing cop. Cop bad. We're doing good person, good person.
Okay.
I
And we
need-
also need information.
I need that as an audio. We're not doing good cop, bad cop. We're doing good cop, good. Not even good cop. Cop is bad.
Okay, Elliot, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it.
Pay
Okay.
for that vase.
I will pay for the vase. I'm sorry. I thought I misunderstood the
No,
situation.
you're
I thought we were
good.
doing good cop, bad cop. We needed information, and I tried. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Just let's try not to be antagonistic here, you know? We're
Okay,
trying to
okay.
be good guys here, you know? You
Lulin's
don't
gonna
want someone coming into your house and like breaking your shit.
Well, I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, you dug a hole in my chimney.
It wasn't under. It was under your stairs. I extended your. If you'd like me, I can go. I'll fix it.
To be fair, I don't really know what's going on with my house. I haven't really been home in a while. As like Lulin's like
That's
scooping
true.
up the pieces, he's gonna cast mending on it. So he fixes the vase and he flips him like a gold piece.
He kind of catches the gold piece and he kind of looks down at it. Well, I suppose you can stay a little bit longer.
Money talks.
Like I said, we're not
But
trying.
no more insulting my religion.
All right, I'm sorry. I was just hoping to let you in on the concerns that we have.
The concern that everyone in the church is being controlled?
Yeah, actively. Not like, oh, this is so nice, well, you believe it. It is a manipulation of your actual soul.
Is that not what... Is that not the purpose of life, is to change one's own soul?
Yes, but it must be your actions, your decisions that shape your destiny.
And we have chosen to let the church shape us to its needs.
But there was no decision present. I felt the draw of the magic. It grips your soul, not with protection or invitation, but with force.
You have not accepted something magical that has changed your soul?
Not by force, and if by force against my will, I'm displeased with it for sure.
But we accepted this magic willingly.
Not all of you. Newson certainly did not. Which means there are others who were pushed into it. And surely a religion that is pure of heart and
Well, I will agree with you.
does not require to force anyone.
Well, I agree with you that
an
your friend
inherent
did
flaw?
not. Well, I agree with you that your friend did not know what she was Well, it's the dog, so to speak.
She's our friend.
Just because your friend did not understand the gift they were accepting does not mean it was thrust upon them. The choice to attempt to take it was still theirs. We're aware when we take the gifts of the world tree that it will bring us serenity. That is why we do it.
Interesting.
But it's not real serenity.
I think your dog is waking up.
The dog says it's not real serenity.
Real serenity is making peace with the things that haunt you in your past. It just forces everything away. As she kind of like slowly gets up.
She would like to communicate that real serenity is coming to terms with your past, not forgetting it, not ignoring it, but accepting that your past is a part of you, just as much as your future and your present.
The roots and trunk of the tree carry our weights for us. That is what it means to be a believer.
So you do not have to? So you can ignore your past? Are all of the trees gods to you?
Of course.
So we have talked to 2 of the trees. 3 even, as he sort of like looks to Luzon.
Yes, as your friend said that on his previous visit.
And I can assure you, the will of the tree is not to let you blindly and forget life. At least not any of the trees we've interacted with.
Or perhaps they just sensed that you would not believe.
It ain't the tree.
Perhaps you've been misled by another, pretending.
Perhaps one is trying to mislead me right now.
Perhaps.
I think if this really was the tree, a core part of trees is that they don't forget. And in fact, when you cut a tree down, its history is reflected in the rings within it. If the serenity was really coming from the tree, it wouldn't be forcing you to forget your history, because trees know that your history is what makes up your very core.
Newson would like to...
Simply
My dog.
I need like a.
My dog is talking to me, and they need you to know that you shouldn't accept Jesus Christ as your savior.
I mean, it
Susan
is.
would like to portray perhaps the misleading nature.
Mhm.
As a tree holds on to its history, close, keeping it at its core as it builds new layers upon itself. Without the core, the tree would fall.
Surprisingly wise words for a man speaking for a dog. But I
I'm
have
a
no.
very world-weary dog.
I have.
Careful, that dog is older than you, and I reckon wiser.
I have no time for those who will not open their eyes to believe. I believe I will be closing now, if you could leave.
Very well.
Karak, out in the street, you just feel someone walk up next to you.
Mm-hmm.
As the overwhelming smell of cooked meat washes over you, and you look over, and Elrond has gotten a lamb shank from somewhere.
Oh, hey, Elrond.
Oh, how's it going? What's going on here? As he kind of bites it with his teeth and just rips a piece off. As he rips it off, you notice that it is by no definition, like, calling this thing medium rare would be a massive overstatement.
Got it. This is blue rare.
Exactly.
Got it. Croc kind of just like does a double take at that before like trying to explain what's been going on. This group was getting a bit too rowdy, and there was a lot. Something happened inside the rest of the party. Went in there. I'm still waiting for an update from Elliot, but they haven't done anything on that yet. So I assume everything's okay. Things got a bit heated, and then I did my best to calm things down, and that seems to work, and I'm happy it worked because that doesn't happen too often.
Yeah. Did you get the stuff they were hanging out? One of them gave me this little bookmark. As he holds out one of the tags.
So let me look at my spells real quick, because I might actually have detect magic on me. There's a good chance I do. Gotta look at my spell. I do actually. Wow, that works. So Karak is just gonna detect magic on that real quick. And we'll just put it right there in the same place I've been putting the spells.
Karak, the tag has no inherent magic left in it, but there's a large amount of enchantment magic coming from Elrond's Lambshank. As he takes another bite of it. So what do you think it is?
I know when we went down to find those people in the sewers, they were holding on to them, so probably wouldn't recommend holding on. Ugh. This seems like something that Elliot would be better at explaining. They've always been very good at magic, and Karak's just gonna send.
Oh shit! Those things are magic. As he takes another bite of the enchanted Lambshank.
From what we can tell, but based on what I'm seeing, it might make other things magic. Which I guess makes it magic, but not anymore. Croc's just gonna send a message to Elliot being like, Elrond has something, and I don't know how to proceed.
You'll immediately get the response, tell him to drop it then.
Elliot just told me that you might need to drop the shank that you have in your hand, the meat.
He kind of pauses and he looks at it and he goes, that kind of seems like a waste of good food.
See, I would think that too, but I hate to say you might be eating magic right now.
Oh, that would explain the zing.
The zing.
It's spicy. Why is it spicy?
Just it just might not be the best idea for you to hold on to it.
Did he give you a reason as he takes another bite out of it?
I mean, I just told. Not really, actually. And that usually concerns me, because usually when they don't have a reason, that's the time to listen.
I don't know. Do you want some?
I'm good. I appreciate the offer. You're very generous.
Well, if he wants me to throw away a perfectly good meal, he can come out here and say it himself.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. I think I'll I think I'll just stand here and wait for them to come out with us, and how are you feeling, by the way?
I feel fine. How should I be feeling?
I mean, I hate to say this, but I'm not sure how people are supposed to feel in this group.
No, I feel fine. You know, it's a sunny day. I got a good meal. Justified amount of self-loathing. That works.
Okay. Using that information, can I roll an insight check based on what we've seen from the other people?
Roll it at sure. Roll it. Just
got
normal.
it.
Just normal.
I know my skills. Karok's got nothing.
You have literally nothing.
Literally nothing. It's just a piece.
You
of
have
meat,
you
man.
have rolled a 0.
Yes.
A donut falls from the sky.
Karok quite literally is just like, this seems like a problem for the party. I'm not about to try, and I've seen what this man can do, and I think I need backup if something happens.
This man can murder.
This man can murder. I've seen it, or at least I've heard about it. I've heard them murder.
Are the rest of you coming outside the shop? Once you've heard
Yeah,
that
we're getting kicked out of the shop.
you are getting kicked out. But when you step out, you see Elrond munching on a lamb shank, just talking to Karok.
And how long does detect magic last? Because Elliot might
I
still.
think
be
a
able to see
minute,
it.
right?
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
And
So, Elliot, when you step outside, you see this very clearly magically enchanted lamb shank that Elrond is just munching on.
he's also going to look up onto the podium to see if the robes are still magical.
The robes are still magical.
Interesting. All of them?
The ones that are on the elevated platforms all are, but there's a small, like, semicircle of no real magic around where the ritual was performed. But most of those people have gone home
I thought
already.
you said that the effigy was like by the building.
No, the effigy's in the
Like,
center
they were
of the
by
square.
building. Okay.
They put it on
Okay.
top of a manhole cover so adventurers couldn't jump down there.
Classic.
That would be fucking hilarious. But yeah, Elrond's just munching away.
I said drop it!
Fuck you, Elliot. It's delicious.
It's also magically enchanted with, controlling spells.
It's not doing anything.
Okay.
Gives it a little more flavor.
Whatever. Rock said you just came back with some weird food.
As he looks
Never
you in the
tasted
eye
in
and
the past.
bites another chunk out of it.
They also
Alright,
had
well,
one of those leather
Don't
things.
cry. Don't come crying to me when you randomly murder people
Oh, yeah.
against your will.
Wouldn't be the first time. One of these guys gave me a cool little bookmark. Check it out as he tosses it to you.
Non-magical still, I assume.
Has already been activated, yes.
Yeah. Yay, that's fun. Let me just put it with my collection.
So,
I'm sure.
how'd your little
everything
church
will be
meeting go?
Oh, it was fine. Lulin bullied somebody. I
God,
had to tell him not to.
Lulin.
Okay. I misunderstood the situation.
You're supposed to be somebody for the kids to look up to.
I think that
I'm
statement hits Lulu
tired.
to the core.
It got a
Musin
bit.
tried to steal something and got literally instant karma.
Oh, I could tell, okay, when I walked in, he didn't, like, react at all. And then I saw he was holding something, and then I saw it with the quill, and we just took other things away from people to try and help them. So I was like, I'm gonna help this guy. I'm gonna take this thing away. It
Oh.
just didn't work in my favor, okay?
Actually, you know what? Now that you explain it, I approve. Good job.
Okay, cool. Thank you. It wasn't like I was just like, I'm gonna take this because he likes it. It was like I was a dog. I walked into his shop and barked at him and he didn't react at all. Like he looked at me and then just looked away. And I was like, that's weird. I was there to fuck with him, but then I was gonna help him. I'm not, I'm a dog.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, while this is all going on and talking about enchantment magic, Karak is gonna remember the conversation he had and send another message to Elliot, just being like, "By the way, we may need to talk. I think I've interacted with the source of this magic before."
Wait, what?
Is
Who?
that out?
Does Elliot say that in his mind or just out loud?
He'll just say, what? Who? Out loud.
So, does Karak know who it is? Because I do have. Is it like on his list of gods?
I'm
No.
suspicious of who it is.
Because I have an idea. Because there is one that literally has a word we've been using over and over in their title.
Yeah, I also. Yeah. Though I'm a little suspicious of if it's just one person. Or just one god, or if it's a mix. But I don't know if we want to talk about it here, or if we want to talk about it elsewhere.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
I guess
We could
nobody can
always talk
understand
about-
me but you guys.
we could
so-
always talk about it over a drink.
Yeah.
That is what we
I
were
had that
doing
meeting
after
at
this, right?
What bar did he want to meet me at? Oh, that's right. That one. Let's go.
Okay.
Good to go.
We're good to go. And Elliot is leading the group to the bar that
The
wanted to
velvet
meet at.
chalice.
That's the one. That sounds like the most disgusting chalice I've ever heard.
God,
It's
Yeah, that
also
does sound
it's
horrible.
also it's
Either the
also the
velvet
one
is-
that you offered to buy in your drunken stupor.
That's
Oh,
true.
ideal.
That's a disgusting one. You tried to buy it. Oh.
No, just the name.
The Velvet Chalice just sounds like a brothel.
I didn't say it wasn't.
Goddamn.
As you move away from the main crowd, you kind of get into the side streets, and you're relatively alone walking these side streets.
So a while back, I had a conversation with Astra Leone about where we stood as a group in terms of what gods are on Roran's side and what gods are on our side.
Mhm.
Quotations. She like holds up two paws like she's gonna do it and then puts them down because she doesn't have fingers. And I think he referred to the god of serenity as Celestia. But I have a pretty strong suspicion after experiencing that she's definitely involved. But I don't think the god of serenity would benefit from that kind of serenity. You know what I mean? I don't know how gods work, but we also know that Nathaniel is against us, and he's the god of losing things. And you know what I lost when I became serene? Everything else.
Interesting.
Does Karak
So-
recognize that name at all? The name of that god? Because that is
Nelios?
no.
I called him
the,
Nathaniel.
Oh, you did.
The Celeste. That one.
Celestia. Yeah.
Celestia.
You do not.
And apparently she has sisters who have not picked a side yet.
Maybe I'm... The only ones that I remember are the ones that I served under. I don't know why I recognize this. The closest one would be Zephyrith, or I guess Nixilith?
I don't know the other ones' names. I just know they're Awe and Euphoria. So
Just...
apparently Awe, Euphoria, and Serenity are all siblings, but
I tried to calm that. I tried to calm the crowd because it was getting dicey and people were getting angry. Something happened. Apparently, whatever made them the way they were wasn't working anymore, and they started trying to grab at other people. And
so
we made sure to calm that. And then after I got them all to start moving out, one of the ones up on the pedestal sort of looked at me, and they felt like I remembered hearing them before. In their not their voice, but them. I don't know why, because I don't have a name to it. But yeah, it's familiar. And if it's familiar, then it means that I don't know what it means, but it's familiar.
do you think it's familiar because of taking the memory potion?
I mean, maybe. I haven't had many things that are, well, I guess I've had a couple that are god-ish related, but none of them seem direct or concrete. And
Was it someone you battled?
battled? Croc tries to think if it's anybody at all like that's within that framework.
Roll history at disadvantage. As
I have no
What?
idea. I have no idea.
that was a nat 20 and a nat 1.
Both ends of the spectrum.
That's insane.
That is a special roll.
That was
You shall
literally
remember that roll.
literally decided by PT saying disadvantage.
Based on what you've... Well, let's see what the first one was. The first one was the 20. That was decided by me saying disadvantage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Karak, that would make the most sense, is that it's somebody you fought before.
Maybe, I guess. It might be. God, why do they call it a memory potion if I don't get all of everything?
Well,
why is
it did come from Mog, didn't it?
Yeah, but you saw what Mog could do.
He didn't do anything straightforward.
I guess.
Maybe you just have to search for the memories? I don't know.
Maybe.
You gotta take some time to self-reflect, all Ron says as he pulls the bone from the lamb shank that he was chewing on out of his mouth, and then just goes back to chewing on it.
But,
yeah.
I mean, I could be reaching with Nelios's involvement, but if, they're trying to become more powerful on this plane of existence,
people forgetting.
Having a legion of people begging for serenity who are also losing all of their memories, everything bad that's ever happened to them in their lives is certainly beneficial to both of them. But something I didn't say in the shop is that even if these people are accepting these gifts, like he's saying, I don't think they're really understanding what that means, You can accept a gift and not understand the consequences. Still manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're telling me.
You all, from behind you, just hear the loud crack of a bone snapping.
Oh.
Now, if you swallow a fragment of that and we gotta do surgery, I'm gonna be pissed.
Croc just slowly
I just want the bone marrow.
Careful now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cooked bone. It can perforate your intestines.
Nah. He just goes back to gnawing on it.
Freaking guy.
Do we take him to a vet or a hospital?
A hospital. What? Oh my god.
Elliot, roll Arcana. Karak, you roll Arcana too.
Got it.
Both of you.
Oh, got those 20s.
So Karak, you notice as your detect magic trails off, right? As it fades, you notice that unlike the other people you saw carrying these weapons, it doesn't actually seem like any of this magic is traveling into Elrond. Elliot, you notice that the magic is making it into, like, the tips of his fingers and, like, the palms of his hands, but it's almost instantly being destroyed.
Hey, Elrond.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Do you have the Arcana phage out of curiosity?
No, we talked about this. I had the Arcana phage.
And how did you get not having the Arcana phage?
That Malum guy fixed it.
Yeah, you said it, like, was it earlier this morning? Time is very
That's
strange
fun.
right now.
It was probably the last time I was complaining about Malum.
Probably. We've all been.
Well, I'm
Wait.
glad you're better.
Karak knows Malum too?
He knows about him.
I know I haven't met him, but I've been told that they're kind of. It's not often that the entire party hates a person.
Hey,
You haven't
I don't hate Malum.
been around long enough. There's a lot of times where they universally hate someone.
I guess not with this kind of like assured. Oh, he's the worst. Well, he's not the worst. That goes to Velkin. That's on the rule list.
Usually when we universally hate someone, they're not alive for very long, eh?
That's true. They're very good at killing their enemies.
Yes. Malum is the exception.
Which, I mean, he's intolerable. But I wouldn't say he's a bad guy. Just pretentious.
Yeah.
I
Ki-
mean,
Kind
surrounded by that
of like
here.
Elliot was the first time Lyra brought him back to Stipville.
Damn.
I mean, Malum's worse, but
Thanks,
I can't
man.
believe. Yeah, he really
Appreciate
just said
that.
that you're like Malum. You were like Malum.
Diet Malum.
yeah.
Malum. Yikes.
I don't know.
He's like a
I feel
weird
like- I feel like-
otherworlder. He doesn't get the culture here.
I feel like the two of them would. I feel like the
That
two
guy.
of them would have been kindred souls in another life.
Yikes.
I don't believe that.
Mm.
The three people who were in the Echo Garden remembering that Malum is Elliot's soul echo. As you approach the Velvet Chalice, the rest of you realize this is a run-down tavern on the edge of town.
Wow.
It looks slightly better because someone recently invested in it.
Now, you said you were going to think about investing in it and offered to buy
haven't
it.
officially
You haven't
invested
officially
yet.
bought it
Okay.
yet.
But he dropped 2 platinum on the table.
That is true. As you head inside, you see that there's like
There's like
true
some
to its
actual
name,
velvet.
there's some velvet loungers around the room and some tables that are scuffed and broken, but the bar seems to have completely fresh and expensive booze behind it. So,
Damn. You know, he invested where it counted.
Yeah, we invested in the product.
welcome back, as the tavern owner walks up, grabs Elliot's hand, and just shakes it furiously.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course. Always happy to have you, Lord Burning Oak.
Yeah. Have there been people around here looking for me?
Around here looking for? I mean, we had a man come in. He's still here somewhere. He hasn't left yet, or at least he hasn't closed his tab if he has.
Would you mind pointing him out to me?
Ah, yes. As he points across the room because it is still like 4 o'clock in the afternoon to a man with long blonde hair and a white kind of scarf with green armor on, sitting at a table just sipping an ale, watching all 4 of you.
You know,
And they're not
He's
watching
the one.
Elrond?
thanks, boss.
Ah, yes, of course. Did you consider the price of the building and any of that yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to. I got kidnapped, sent out of town, just got back.
Of course, Lord Burning Oak.
Oh, it's a dangerous world out there. It's all right.
Well,
I'm hoping tonight I can get a full night rest and talk to some people.
the first drink for you and your friends then will be on the house.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, I mean, you did buy the alcohol, so it only seems fair. As he pours a line of shots and slides them over.
Elliot will take his and they'll walk over to the guy sitting in the booth. Sit down, take the shot. I go, all right. Who are you? And why now?
I think you already know who I am. And as for why now, I couldn't tell you. Your
Cool.
uncle reached out to me,
Cool.
though. So
Yeah,
perhaps that has
why
something
now
to
is
do with
me.
it. Yes. Well, I suppose so. As you kind of look at
But
him,
why did I?
he's probably about 45, 50-year-old human, Elliot. Like, his hair's starting to gray a little bit. But overall, if you didn't get close enough to him to see the lines of wrinkles on his face, you would think he was a much younger man than he actually is. Well, your uncle told me you wanted to talk. So-
Why did I have to come to you?
Well,
You know, I lived in this city for a long time. You knew me. You. Why?
why did I never reach out?
Yeah.
Because your stepfather would have killed both of us?
Okay, but now he's dead.
Seems like
and
a good
you
time
could have
to
reached
meet
out when
them.
I was in a pood, or when your weird cult was trying to kill people in a pood, or when we went north to the ocean.
There are many
Right?
times I could have reached out to you. But I didn't know where you stood.
Well, here, I guess.
Yes, but more where you stood in the way the world works.
And where do you think I stand on the way the world works?
Well, I've heard rumors, but first and foremost, I heard the rumor that you've been going around killing gods.
Oh, kill one god, and suddenly it's my life's mission.
Good. That's kind of what I was hoping to hear. And I think that's where we're going to end our session.
A chip off the old block, huh?
Roll credits.
All right.
Well, credits.
Thank you everyone for joining us for another episode of BCH. Good times, fun times.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it's not good cop, bad cop. It's good person. It's good person, good person.
There are no good cops.
All right. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for having a wonderful time with us. Thank you to all of our players. Thank you to all the players refunding their stock of rerolls.
Mhm.
You're welcome.
Thank you to everyone who subscribed. Thank you to our players. We have Lulin Boldspeaker played by.
It's me, Brambo, and my favorite part of the episode was, in fact, good cop, bad cop. No, good person, good person.
Then we have Elliot Burning Oak played by.
It's me, Isaac. I think my favorite part was all of the news and moments, every single one of them, equally rated as the best.
Damn. I'm really killing it this week.
And then we have
Truly are.
News and World Walker, played by.
It's me, the Sky T. My favorite part is when Elliot said, I like you better as a dog. Oh my god. We get along better when you're a dog. I don't know.
And then we have Karakareem, played by.
Hello, it's Terminian Link VT, and my favorite part was Newsen just outright telling the king out of character, "You don't understand me," at least 5 different times.
Yeah, that's me reminding PT every
It's
time.
so good. It has the same energy as "No, you're not in this episode."
As always, everybody, I'm PT, your disaster tour guide. Thank you for joining us on the disaster tour. I'm going to send everyone off to Glitchroon, who is playing something called Triangle Strategy, which has me intrigued. I'm going to send everyone over there. No spoilers.
Okay, got it.
No spoilers. I want to be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
No spoilers.
We will be live again tomorrow, continuing the greatest colony of all time under King Boone of the Wigglers.
Oh, good.
In the RimWorld game, and then Wednesday we'll be doing some more prep for the West Marches game.
Yay!
I have, God, you know what? The West Marches game has just reminded me. I love world building so much. I almost love world building more than the actual playing of D&D.
I mean, it's fun,
Damn.
you know?
But BCH still has my whole heart. Don't worry, it'll stick around.
Mwah.
But we'll be continuing writing out all our descriptions for that, getting all of our lists of gods for the various people who want to play warlocks, paladins, and clerics.
Wow!
Getting our various list of what races are from where so people know what they can play, because you'll be able to play someone from any of the 4 continents we've explored so far. So Eureka, Sylvanaria, Elenia, and Nuadia are all on the table.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, we'll send you off to Glitchroon. Until next time, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Have a wonderful rest of your night. The bar is so low, it might as well be a tripping hazard in hell, but I'm still playing Limbo with the devil. Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye!
Fuck.